Hola, mi gente. Welcome to another episode of On the Block with Jen. How are you, Lily? What day of the week is it?
Are you really gonna do this to me? I think it's Wednesday today.
I need to know. It is Wednesday. Okay. It's
Are we
Woman
one
Crush
week away?
Wednesday. We are 1 week away from the block meetup. If you guys don't know, the block will be meeting up in person, live, and in color. We will be under the same roof. We will be kicking it for y'all, and the content is going to be real different. Okay. And we will be live. So expect to see us all together. Okay. Y'all got to pay extra on the OnlyFans for the orgy, though, FYI.
Yeah, that part.
Okay, you can reach me on all social media platforms on The Block with Jen. You can also cash at me when I'm off air. There's nothing sweeter than getting support when mama is off air. I could be doing laundry or my dishes, and then my phone goes bling bling. And I'm like, oh my God, someone send me a little gift. If you want to do that, that is where you can be discreet on The Block with Jen Cash App. If you don't care about being discreet, super chat me and we'll pull your comment up and dissect it. Okay, chat hold me down. Let my beautiful panel introduce themselves so we can get this party started because I'm ready for the fluff. I know you guys got fluff. I'm ready for the fluff before we get into the aliens are finally here.
I know. I'm like, can they come get me and like take me on? Like, I'm pretty sure it's much better wherever they're at. I'm Lily of YB Limited. That's the letter Y, the letter B, the word limited. That's the way it is spelled here on the screen. You can find me here on YouTube as well as Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well. I started my career as a makeup artist and moved over to model and acting, and those roles led me here to the block with my team.
And I am Saint. I am no saint. I am Saint, no saint. You can find me here on the Block with Jen, on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Threads. Simple and sweet.
Well, welcome,
Hmm.
welcome. I'm already being called a liar. YouTube press said liar socks on fire. Where's the pork chops you promised last night? Ain't playing with a fat man's emotions like that. Listen, that's gonna be part of the meetup. You will get your pork chops. I promise you. Okay,
And
you
a few
will get
other
your pork
things.
chops. We're gonna have a lot of content coming. Okay, next week we're gonna have a lot of content coming. More content than you guys can even handle. Next week we're all gonna be together in the same place at the same time. We're gonna be in Sin City. So we got a lot of juicy shit coming for y'all. Okay, we
And
busy over here. The block is busy. Okay.
we'll be sending too.
Yes. With that said, tonight's main topic is 3 retired Air Force members testify about UFOs and non-human biologics. Okay, a discovery. These are 3 former Air Force. Okay, men. Okay, and they are claiming all 3, not just one. This isn't one whistleblower. This is 3 men saying they discovered some alien shit, and the government knows about the alien shit. I don't know what motivated them to go to Congress and say, "Hey, I don't know what's the motivation. I don't know if it's money. I don't know if it's clout, because we're all looking for clout. I don't know what it's for. I don't know if it's to warn the American people, because it's like, again, I always ask when these things come out, it's like, what are we supposed to do with that information? With that said, we will pause right there. Let's get through this fluff because there's a lot of it, a
I've,
lot
I've,
of little hors d'oeuvres.
we're going to have to do a part 2, and then I have a lot of information about this. I didn't know we were going to do tonight's show because this is kind of like my alley right here. And I
Well,
actually
the
knew this was.
aliens.
I knew this was coming. This was scheduled actually. People don't
Mhm.
know this was actually scheduled. So, but I wish I had time to pull up some stuff. But this
Mhm.
is this is
Okay.
all this is all
It's
scheduled.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. We will revisit. We have to cycle.
Yeah, I have an obsession of reading government documents and stuff.
Mhm.
Like I just
Well,
I mean,
well,
cause
this is it. This sounds juicy as fuck. I did wanted to get into some celebrity mess. What do you guys got?
Okay. Well, you want to go?
When
You have anything else?
I just
I'm
got
talking about Lily. Does she have
oh
any? Or
yeah,
is that?
I have a couple of things, but you can go first.
Well, this is yeah. It's a short and sweet. Well, not really sweet. A short bit of fluff here. So, over in Russia, a gay pop star in Russia was tortured and killed in the province of Chechnya, part of a purge of the LGBT community. Zalimkhan Bekov last lives his home left his hometown of Moscow to attend his sister's wedding in the Chechen capital of Grozny, when within 3 hours he was picked up by police, tortured, and killed within 10 hours. So Chechnya is majority Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And so why do I bring this up? This is in Russia. Well, because I don't believe in the U.S. we are incapable of doing the same thing. We have a lot of things going on right now in this country. If you look down in Florida, where basically they're changing history to say that slavery was a way of getting a skill. So, yeah, really disturbing things. And there's a certain portion of this country that is fanatically religious that is getting more and more involved in making laws over here. So to me, it's not that far of a reach to say things like that can happen here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
and I said this last year, and now it's starting to play out. I saw the play coming, and yes, you know, saying that is going to happen over here. They're setting it up now. That's what this whole online stuff is all about. There's a lot of paid actors, causing a lot of confusion over here. Um, but you know, it's always done a little differently, right? So it may not look like the police doing it, but they America has a way of turning us against each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to them doing it. It's just like the black community, right? We used to be afraid of the KKK and all of that stuff, right? But
Mm-hmm.
now the KKK can just kick their feet up and watch TV or watch social media because it's been worked out a way that we're against each other. So I see the same thing happening. I just literally got the phone. Today has been like a lot of calls behind this topic, and I see the same thing happen. I don't feel safe in this country. I feel like it's about to change.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
It's really interesting. My dad, this had to be 20 years ago. And there was something about, I don't know if we were talking about gay marriage or just how the country had turned a page and it looked like people were starting to, quote unquote, accept or whatever. And he told me right now, he
Uh-huh.
saw it. He said, right now, that can change.
Right.
And I was like, what is he talking about? We're progressing.
Mm.
Why would we ever go backwards? You know what I mean? I couldn't understand. Well, why did he say, I mean, I didn't think it wasn't like a thing where I was thinking like, Dad, you're wrong, but I just didn't understand. I didn't have the foresight because he was of history. He taught history and everything. And
And
he
history tells
knows
you the
how that,
T. Exactly.
yes, yes,
Yes. I'm a history
yes.
buff, so that's all. You can always see the T. If you know history, you know the future. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of like it can happen here. I mean, it still happens in Puerto Rico. It's very common for LGBTQ to get killed in Puerto Rico just for being LGBTQ. They're very, very old fashioned down there, very still misogynistic. The femicide is still crazy, which is why Bad Bunny pushes the envelope as hard as he does, right? People are like, oh, no, he's gay. He's not gay. He's very well known for pushing the envelope and putting it in your face. And I love that he does that because his platform is ginormous. It
Right.
is global. He's not just big in Puerto Rico. He is global, worldwide, one of the most streamed artists ever. And he does these things on purpose. So, and that brings about change as well because he's speaking to a younger audience. Also, Tyler Perry just posted yesterday that he got bad news from a woman in Grenada whose son was murdered because he was gay. He was an artist out there. And then he said is reminiscent of a woman that he's trying to help find out who killed her gay son in Florida. So this is all, it happens everywhere. This is not some third world country problem. It's a shame. And it's a shame that this country doesn't take more care, you know what I mean, to just have civilized citizens. But it's not just the LGBTQ. They do it with immigration. They make immigrants enemy numero uno. You know what I mean? They make black people against white people. And now, black people have jumped in the fray and they're making Latin people the enemy. So, it's like it's just a smorgasbord and a buffet of fuckery and degeneracy all across the board, like all
Hmm.
across the board. And like we spoke on yesterday, Lily, it's like there's also a lot of infighting. The
Hmm.
infighting is worse now than before. And I'm just sitting back and just peeping like what's going on in the black community, what's going on in the Latin community, and even in the white community, those that are
Yeah.
for Trump and those that are against Trump, the liberals and the conservatives. And there's a lot of infighting. And I don't see, because I don't believe in God. I do believe that we're just another organism on planet Earth, and there's so much chaos that I would not be surprised to see some natural disasters coming down the pike. Because I feel like we are like, I've always thought we were a mold on Earth, human beings. Sorry. I know some of us are good, and human beings are usually good and good hearted. But for the most part, if you were planet Earth, you would want to get us off of you. Okay. Because everywhere they go, they spread chaos and virus and poison. They poison the air, the sea, the sky. Okay. Human beings poison
Our
planet
own
Earth,
food.
our
Our
own
own food.
food. Like we poison each other mentally and spiritually. We literally poison where we live with grease. I mean, we're killing the ocean, we're killing the coral. So I wouldn't be surprised if a tsunami, you know what I mean, hit Manhattan and other cities. Like, it's just, if I was Earth, I would want us off of me.
I mean, it's clear that Earth is getting over us. I mean, look at the animals flipping out, right? All left and right flipping out, like doing things that they would never ever do.
Yeah.
It's been real interesting. I mean, people are saying that the poles are shifting, and that could be the thing that is going to get rid of us. Something about to get rid of us. It's
Yeah.
pretty obvious.
Well,
But
of course, none of this
much.
is conscious.
What
The
do you
Earth
mean?
isn't. Well, I mean, the Earth isn't just going to send a tsunami because it's tired of us. But
No, I don't. No, 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 no,
I know,
no,
I
no.
know, I know, I
No,
know.
no, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's a being. I'm like, it's, if you get a cold, doesn't your body attack it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But see,
talking
with the
about.
Earth though, what I'm saying is, yeah, we're doing all these things, and these things can change the atmosphere, can change chemistry in the water, and all that, and we could take ourselves out. But the Earth is going to be, like we always say. George Carlin said, the Earth's going to be fine.
The Earth is going to be
The
fine
Earth is
because
going to
No,
you
be
know
the
fine.
Earth.
why?
No,
You
I
know
know.
why? Because she gets rid of us every now and then.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. No, saying the Earth is more than fine, and I think
Mhm.
that's why the Earth is going to get rid of us as much as it
Mhm.
can. I
She
know
has
the
to.
Earth is always going to be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
However, but the Earth is still suffering. I don't think it was meant for the Earth to have, you know what I mean, millions of miles of trees cut down for skyscrapers.
You just making it sound too much like it's a spirit, and that's why I'm pushing. That's why I'm like coming back at you. The Earth's
Oh,
not
well,
doing.
I am Taina, and we are one. I am Avatar, bitch. Okay, I am one with the trees and the ocean. That
Me
is the
too.
native in me. We are connected to the earth,
Yeah.
How high
to
does
Mother
the
Earth.
I
sycamore
mean,
grow? If
but
you
Okay,
cut it
but
down, then you'll never know.
exactly,
but I mean,
exactly.
if you can look at it a lot of different ways, or you can look at it energetically, you can look at it spiritually, you can look at it mathematically, you can look at it historically. Whatever way is more comfortable for you, you're going to get the same answer,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. We're in the sixth mass extinction. So it's
Right.
done it five other times, and then it
There
starts
you
again.
go.
Yeah.
There you
Exactly.
go.
So whatever
Mass
way you feel more
extinction,
comfortable, yeah, exactly. It's the same thing.
indigenous.
Right.
But to tie back into what Lily said and what we were talking about with this murder over in Russia
Yeah.
is, and what's going on over here. The problem they and Lily, and when David Han would talk about it, is everything gets tied into gay, like pedophilia, gay, even though it's not. Everything gets tied. So you can see that happening on the religious, the super religious right. Is they think gay people are coming to convert their kids to be gay, and so you can see that getting whipped up, and now politicians are starting to feed into it.
Yep.
And it's
Devil's
disgusting.
advocate. Devil's advocate, just so we could keep it fair here, okay? Do you think that the LGBTQ and we need one of these, right? I'll put a little rainbow on it. I need two of them. I need one with a rainbow. But do you think that the LGBTQ, right? Do you think that they have behaved in a way collectively, right? Do you think that they've behaved in a way collectively that promotes promiscuity, over sexualization of their community? Do you think they behaved in that way? Because it's the same thing when we look at Black women. Everywhere the fuck I look, y'all are twerking. Y'all are
Right.
under wigs and y'all are twerking everywhere I look. So, now there's a demographic of Black women that get stereotyped because y'all want to twerk. Y'all go to church and want to twerk. Y'all go to fucking restaurants and want to twerk. Y'all go to grave sites and want to twerk. You want to twerk on corpses. You want to twerk on, like, that is what y'all do. So similarly, do you think the LGBTQ, like, is some of the prejudice warranted? Like, it's like, well, y'all are naked at Pride. Y'all are doing this in public. Y'all are promoting this. Y'all are doing this. Again, not all, some, because I know some gay people personally that loathe the type of gay person that acts that way. Okay.
Yes. Okay, so that's a perfect example. That was a really, really good example. And the reason why is yes, but I feel like it's the just like with the Black community or Black women, those are the things that are getting pushed to the algorithm. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's what's being seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and that's just with every community at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can and that's why I can understand why people are thinking that way. I can't really blame them because it's like all of these voices versus my little voice trying to say we're all not like that, I just want to read a
Right.
book and take the train. So yeah, that's what's going on here. It's very deliberate. And I'm gonna tell you, saying when I started seeing that we were in trouble. I think I said it before, when we were beyond reproach, when we became beyond reproach. I said, "Oh, this is a setup. This is a setup. I see exactly what's going on. They're keeping everyone off of us, right? They're protecting us, right? But all they are doing is building resentment against us, right? And then they're gonna release the dogs on us." And that's exactly what's going on right now. Well, this is the beginning of it because we ain't just the beginning of it. Um, and as someone who likes to read government documents, this shit was planned too. Someone actually pointed out to me, like, I'm talking decades in the making. So your dad was right. This is decades in the making. It's a slow drip. You know, these people who run these sociopaths that run this country and this world, they're very patient, very patient. You know, so it is what it is.
Yeah. As
You
far
get
as
you get you guys path mark, but Black women stereotypically are the ones that get labeled the twerkers. It ain't Latin women, it ain't white women, it ain't Asian women, it ain't Russian women, it ain't Indian women. Black women are synonymous with twerking online. I don't know what on, or
He's
go to
on
your
his own.
Instagram, go to Twitter, you know what I mean? Go to TikTok, go to Facebook. Okay. Black women are leading for twerking everywhere they go, whether it's a gravesite, a coffin, a restaurant, and it hits the news and it hits the presses. Now, if you don't like that stereotype, then you do something about that. But every demographic has a stereotype. I don't know why when it comes to Black people, it's like, no, that doesn't apply to us. Every single demographic of human being has a stereotype. I don't care if you're Latin, white, Black, Asian, yellow, blue, or green. There is a stereotype when the majority or close to a majority or a good portion, the thing. I don't know why we're afraid of stereotypes.
I know it's so
I just don't
weird
know.
when
I
people
don't know why.
it's so weird when people act like something is not what it is, right? And
I mean,
okay, so if that's not what he's seeing on his timeline, that means he's just following a bunch of bitches that's work and of all, and that's what they keep showing him, that same type of stuff. So he's probably right. That's probably what his Explorer page looked like.
but
He watched me from the original
see,
Nintendo.
there you go. There goes the stereotype about Puerto Ricans. Do I have to
yeah,
say? Do I
yeah,
have to say it's not just us that has? But I mean, come on, let's be grown.
People are so damn
yeah,
sensitive,
and
man.
I think that what to your question, the anything negative or anything like that's going to get highlighted but and the people that stay back then they never get seen. So for every flamboyant gay pride parade that the people there's probably 10 times as amount that are staying at home or aren't into that, but they're never going to get seen. Right,
Right?
some,
They're
not
not.
all. No, I
Yeah,
get it,
but
but
they're
i
not
would
going to
think
get
i would
seen.
think the
No, I'm not. No,
majority. I would think the majority.
I'm doing it
Okay.
for whoever's new in the chat. They must be
Yeah,
new here. So I made this sign for all of you who get easily
we need to
offended.
update that sign though.
For
I
real.
love it. Oh
So
my
yeah, so
god.
that's all
Yeah.
I'm saying is, yeah, you're right. You're right. It's always the one bad apple that's going to ruin it for everybody, ruin the whole bunch. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but no, Saint, it's not one bad apple. It is
I,
bushels and bushels and bushels of apples.
but my point was that the bushels are not as much as the mass. but the bushels are going to ruin the
Yeah.
reputation of everybody. And that was my point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because the bushels, unfortunately, it's enough of them to create a stereotype. Right? I can say, oh, Mexicans are wonderful people. They're wonderful people. They're, they're in corporate America. I mean, they're in politics and they're in law enforcement, blah, blah. Which ones get promoted? The ones crossing the border.
Right.
The ones at Home Depot, the ones that drink, the alcoholics. You know what I mean? That is what happens here. That is what happens here. This is America.
Yeah, I agree. I guarantee you that I don't know if they're average or below average American has no idea what Mexico City looks like and how wonderful of a place it is. They only think it's a bunch of people trying to cross the border.
Right.
And it's not just Mexican people.
No,
Exactly.
right. No, the majority aren't right now. They aren't Mexican. Yeah.
Yeah, because today I was coming off the train. When you come off the train in downtown Brooklyn, you're right there by the welfare office, and the long line of immigrants of all colors were there today. And I was like, oh wow, very interesting. Long line, like going around the block. So I was like, okay. All right.
But I do think about, the future and what's coming, Lily, when you say like all of this is by design and, the media and the 1% or whatever, they profit greatly when we all fight, right? When we all fight each other, which is sometimes I try to watch myself too. Like I told you the other day when that lady was like, you don't gatekeep periods. And I was like, bit. And then I was like,
let's not fall. Like, no, you're not going to, I have to do it too. You're not going to get me.
I was like, nah. I was like, and I'm trying to catch myself. I was even watching Custom Awards yesterday on the A&E channel because it shows you people getting into freaking fisticuffs over the most stupid shit on the line at McDonald's getting gas. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's good to watch because you'll remember that when you're at the line at McDonald's or pumping gas and it's like someone is like being a fucktard. Before you wrap the freaking gas holes around their neck, you're like, no. No.
You're right. It's a study. It's a good case study. You're like, okay, I know how to avoid this. But you're right. Even though I know this, like here, I have to make it match here sometimes. And I'm like, oh shit, I have to catch myself.
No, it's an exercise.
I know it's a setup.
No, it's like working out. It is like literally like working out. If you don't keep doing, you have to practice it. It's an exercise. You have to strengthen that muscle of wusa, right? Like the samurai. It's like, I don't have to promise because
I'm not falling for that. I'm not showing up to every battle I'm invited to.
I'm gonna put my katana away and bid you adieu.
Right. Let you be crazy over there, pal. Let you be crazy.
Right. Speaking of crazy, everybody, I'm quite amused at how every single day some new clout strategy happens. So Drake was at his concert. A woman with ginormous titties throws her bra on stage. He picks it up. It's a funny thing. It's like, ha, look how big this bra is. Playboy reaches out to the bitch. Now she's with Playboy. So how fast that happens? She didn't even need a following. Wow. She didn't even need a follow. So I have here the screenshot of, oh my God, this text is so funny. This is actually a funny text while I'm working. Usually I don't like people to text me, but this was funny. Because he said, my friends are claiming I don't listen, so he sent me the little Listen Linda gif.
Listen, Linda.
Okay, so here's the screenshot. Old girl threw her bra up there.
I can hear
Playboy is like, oh, hey. So Playboy DM'd her on Instagram and said, hi, Veronica, you are gorgeous. I'm part of the Playboy recruitment team, and we love your look. We recently launched a new invitation-only Playboy app that gives creators the opportunity to earn by monetizing exclusive content, similar to the ones you're already posting on Instagram and TikTok. We would love to invite you to apply using this link. Let me know once you've applied, and I'll accept you right away. So she got that little message after her little bra throwing incident, and the rest is history. Now she's a Playboy model.
It don't take much today.
Not at all.
Well,
That's how fast it's happening now.
so Playboy has not really been that relevant for a long. Ever since you could just get whatever you wanted online, it's struggled. And so I guess what they're doing now is throwing out an app and bringing it out to the common people and probably making a penny on the dollar what they used to make
Yeah.
Right.
in the industry.
I mean, you have to evolve.
Yeah,
If they don't want to completely disappear, I got a cute little pink Playboy sweater in there, a little V-neck, little cute something.
Because, like, think about it. Nobody's reading magazines anymore.
No,
right?
Read,
No,
Lily.
hello, exactly. No one's even buying porn anymore because it's so accessible now. So yeah, they gotta catch up. They gotta do something.
One click.
That's it. You go down to the Twitter and you get whatever you need. So
Anyway, the stuff I've seen, so gross. Like even for porn, it's gross.
No, it's insane what's on Twitter.
I mean, porn is supposed to be, you know what I mean, X-rated. Am I froze?
No.
Oh, Lily's froze. Yeah, Lily's froze. Because porn is supposed to be X-rated, and that's why we all watch it, right? But the porn that's on Twitter is extra gross. Like extra gross.
Can be.
Yeah.
Like extra gross. It's like, ooh, it like makes you not, porn is supposed to make you horny and want to have sex and get, you be well oiled. But the porn on Twitter is repulsive.
Yeah, it's not even porn.
These chicks got under their thighs. It looks like someone rubbed cigarette ash under their thighs. Like they're just, it's gross. Like Twitter porn is really nasty. Speaking of nasty divorce looming for Tina Knowles and her husband, her second husband.
The streets was talking a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, she filed for divorce. I'm not surprised. She looks like and I don't know her personally. I'm just looking. We all speculate. She looks like she has a nasty disposition. In the interviews I saw with him when they were together, sitting down together, talking, she looked like she was very condescending to him and would talk over him. And I was like, oh, that's not going to last. And here we are, divorced.
She seems like she's a piece of work.
Yeah. I mean, it's Beyonce's mother, so you can imagine the level of, you know what I mean?
She married Matthew Knowles, for God's sake. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. And usually after coming out of a marriage, the way Matthew Knowles is, probably the second marriage, she was probably like, I'm running shit. I'm running everything. Because that man, Matthew Knowles, is very overbearing, as we all know, right? He made Beyonce. He was like Joe Jackson without the whoopings.
Right.
Also, Sinead O'Connor has passed away.
Yeah. That was kind of a surprise.
At only 56.
I know.
And it sounds like she died from a broken heart. You know how it is when people don't have anything to live for anymore. And her 17-year-old son took his life in 2022, which was last year, January.
Yeah.
So she said she had made a statement that said in her last tweet, okay, she said, I've been living as undead night creature since. He was the love of my life, the lamp of my soul. That was her last tweet. And people think it's a myth, but you can die from a broken heart.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what's weird is not too long ago, she popped, like, I'll get these random people who pop up in my head, so I go looking for them, and she was one of them. And I went to look her up and see what she's been doing and everything like that. And when I tell you, she looks so sad. Like, she just looks so sad. Every video, every picture. She doesn't do a lot of interviews, if any.
Right.
Yeah, she just looked really, really sad. So, yeah, she's not sad today.
Yeah, not at all. She's at peace, I guess. No Saint, do you have anything for us on Jaylen Brown? Any news you want to give us on Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
Should I?
Yes.
I should?
You don't know Jaylen Brown? Come on, sports guy. What the fuck?
Right.
Jaylen Brown supposedly allegedly just signed the biggest NBA contract in NBA
Oh,
history.
I
No,
missed it.
saying, how did you
I
miss
missed it.
that,
I missed it.
Come on,
I
sports
was too
guy.
focused. I was too focused on Justin
Ronnie?
Herbert, the
Oh,
quarterback for San Diego, with the $250 million 5-year contract that he just signed.
$250 million. That's pennies. You want to hear how much Jaylen Brown has
Sure,
agreed to for a 5-year contract?
sure.
$304 million.
And those are
Okay.
guaranteed.
right.
Those are
Okay.
guaranteed money. Yeah,
It
that's
says
huge.
the deal, the richest in league history. 5 years, $304 million. And guess who's rumored to be his girlfriend?
Lily Washington.
And guess who's rumored to be his lover? And I'm like,
A whole poly situation.
you know what? Polly is not that. When you think about
When
it,
you mix it and then you carry the one, that's when
yeah,
it starts to make sense. The math starts to
right.
math.
So let me tell you. Every now and then, and it's happening more and more often. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all don't listen, okay? Every now and then, Kevin Samuels rolls over in his grave. Yeah, he does. So in this instance, Jaylen Brown, 26 years old, is rumored to be dating the grandma, like me, by the way. I am a grandma.
The
Okay.
hit the wall lady, somebody hit the wall.
Yeah. She hit though. She's a grandma. She hit that wall twice. Ran through it.
Oh,
Ran back around. Ran through it. So allegedly, supposedly, his girlfriend is grandma, none other than Bernice Burgos, La Boricua.
Bernice. Bernice don't waste no damn time. That's what happened. Bernice don't waste no damn time. That that bitch was there at the damn draft. Like she don't play.
Okay, 26 years. I keep trying to tell people, Lily, no saint, everybody watching. I keep trying to tell y'all, there's a world that these fake YouTube coaches tells you goes on, right? There's that world that's usually online. And then there's the real world where the hot, sexy grandmas are dating people 10 and 20 years younger. Larsa Pippen. And don't say it's an isolated incident because it happens often. I am in the age bracket I know. Okay. 26 years old, up for $304 million, dating a grandma. Same thing with Michael Jordan Jr. Okay. And this happens more often than not. If you look good, you know what I'm saying? And a funny thing is that Bernice Burgos, along with myself, who's a grandmother as well, looks better than a lot of the guys, their girlfriends that they have or don't have. And that's what's insane.
It's crazy because the 40 and under they struggling. They struggling.
Really?
But I'm looking at the 40 and over, and they're like we're aging backwards. It is so weird. It is
Trying to
so.
tell. Listen, they
And
don't
you're right,
listen.
and it's because now I have never had so many young men try to approach me as I. It's like every year it gets more and more and more and more.
Maybe because people in their bracket are looking beat down. But here's
Right.
the thing. That's why I keep saying it. It's like, these guys, $304 million. $304 million. He has his pick of the litter. He could date anybody. He really can date anybody.
Kari,
But,
where are you hanging out with these grandmamas looking like grandmamas? Because not the women I know, baby.
we gilfing out here, baby. We gilfing out here.
Not the women I know. These young girls, man, they be struggling. I just be looking at them like, your body already looking like that and you ain't got no kids yet?
Well, he
Like,
said Bernice is the exception. Majority of grandmas look like grandmas. Well, my daughter says that too. Like when her and I get into little discussion, she's like, "Ma, you don't even count. You're not even in the conversation. Don't come with the grandma shit." Out of like, I'm their grandmother. Damn it.
right.
But I'm just,
But
again, I can date in my bracket and I can date a lot younger, right? And listen, I don't believe in the cougar life. I never thought about the cougar life till I come across all these guys with the bad knees and the receding hairlines. Y'all are gonna force me into cougar life, and I'm trying
yeah,
not to be in cougar life.
right. I've never been into the whole cougar thing. Just I feel like
No,
I'm one. Mm-mm.
I mean, we could cougar play, but not cougar life, because
yeah.
then the age thing comes up. It's like you listen to Little Uzi Vert.
Right. Like I just can't understand how, like, with the unless your maturity is stunted, then I can understand it.
But
Right.
you know
Some people.
what? But I'll say this, Lily. Listening to Bernice Burgos in interviews, I feel like she has a little bit of arrested development.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to have arrested development to date that young. You have to, because someone who doesn't have arrested development will be so frustrated just through conversation, because it's
I
just
did
such.
it. I did it. I dated an athlete 10 years younger than me. And it was hot and sexy when
Right.
it was just him and I. But then when we got around his entourage and his family, it was like, what the fuck? What am I doing here? I don't have these interests. I don't listen to this music. I don't want to play Madden. I don't. And athletes love them some fucking Madden, no saint. They love them some fucking Madden. I was like, what am I doing here? Like,
Yeah.
Listen, you're
Mm-mm.
talking to like the OG of playing Madden when it came out.
yeah. So it's like, the options are there. The options are wonderful,
That is
but
funny you said that.
they're not long lasting. That's all I'm going to say. They're not long lasting. But I can see Bernice lasting with that kid, because I've heard her in interviews. She doesn't have much to say. She's not the brightest crayon in the box. I mean,
Right.
her BBL looks amazing. I will say
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
And she didn't even get a good BBL. She got it in some freaking Bronx apartment from some lady in some Bronx apartment
She lucked out.
many moons ago. So lucky for Bernice, it's still in place, still looks decent. So I think she has a great shot at making it last with this guy. I mean, she probably won't be able to give him a kid, but
Right.
have fun while
Have
you're
fun,
there,
Bernice.
lady. Have fun.
Yeah,
304 minutes. Have fun, lady.
girl, have a
Have
good old
fun.
time.
Have fun.
I'll
Oh,
tell you,
Jen.
it's
Oh, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
No, say.
no. I was just gonna say it. You know, your daughter talking about you don't count, and it's so true. Like we see the exceptions to the rule a lot because you're like, wow. But man, I was checking out on my feed. I wasn't a huge fan of this group, but I remember their hits Loverboy back in the 80s. And they're evidently they were doing a concert in Florida, and the lead singer, when you look at the lead singer, I was like, whoa.
Was she this? No, no, say no. Was she this?
No,
This
this
or
no,
this?
this no. I'm not even talking about skin, the skin condition. It was a white guy. Loverboy though.
No, 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 no. That's black term for black or white. Is he blacker like me or
No,
whiter
it's a
like
white dude,
you?
but it was white. But the thing was, he had one of those like super big guts hanging.
Are you
And he was
talking about not Casey in the Sunshine Band or whatever? You're not
no
talking
no
about
no
that guy, are you?
no. If you looked up Loverboy, and
Oh, okay.
so the lead singer and his singing "Turn Me Loose," and the first comment was, "It looks like his pants want to turn it loose."
No.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
That
That's so
button on
bad.
his pants want to turn it loose.
I
but
bet.
but then there was check this out. I saw this. It's amazing. Like you're like, I wonder how many homeless people or people that have problems you walk upon. So Lonnie Wilson was a swimsuit model who dated one of the stars on Baywatch. And
Okay.
so on YouTube, if you look her up on YouTube, a couple of people have gone to her with their cell phones doing like an interview. She's homeless now.
A lot of them are like that.
And
I saw that.
you saw that, and
I
I'm
know who
like,
you're talking about.
oh my God. Like, and then I'm like, and once I look picture to picture, I'm like, yeah, I can see the face structure. That's her.
I know who you're talking about. I saw that.
Holy smokes, man.
Yeah. People, listen, people go through shit.
Yeah.
And some don't recover. That's why I say it's not about what happens to you, it's about how you deal with what happens to you. Because we all go through some real shit. Some people just don't have the tools to recover. Kari said Bernice is the what he said, Bernice is it. But here's the thing about Bernice. I think I read that already, but here's the thing about Bernice. If Bernice was on a talk show of any of these dating coaches, if Bernice called Kevin Samuels, can't call him now, but if Bernice had called into Kevin Samuels, you'd have a bunch of incels telling her that she hit the wall, she's a grandmother, nobody wants her, right? And here we have this 26-year-old worth $300 million who wants her. Again, there's life that the incels want. There's a reality incels want to exist. They want the statistics to be, you're gonna die. Like, they want those statistics to be real because it soothes them, it brings them solace while they're in their basement playing with this or with this, the controller, whichever one, right? Whatever it is to fucking do. And then there's real life. But I mean, shit happens. Shit happens.
Shit happens.
Shit
Oh,
happens.
Jen, do you have my beautiful bean footage for my fluff?
You send
It's
me
in the
something?
Yes, it's in the group chat. Because I'm going to set up this story. It's a very fun and funny story.
Okay.
It is about our good friends overseas that are from America called the Passport Bros. There is a
Oh, thank you for
uh,
reminding me, because there's a Passport Bro podcast guy who wanted me to collab with him. Thank you for reminding me, because I would have
oh,
forgot.
okay. So there
So
is
we identified there.
Oops,
the
sorry.
so
There's a
there
minute
is
long?
it's 45 seconds.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So there's a Passport Bro that's on 90 Day Fiance. And so a lot of the Passport Bros are starting to see that when you travel, you take you with you. Right. It's really hard. As a recovering addict, that's a thing that they tell us all the time about the geographic changes. They're just like, yeah, you do know you're going to meet yourself there. Right. So the
Mm,
same issues that you have in America are likely going to be probably the same issues that you have in other places because there's a thing called beauty standards. There's a thing
correct.
called women are hypergamous. There's a thing called culture. And so, people want to go against nature and then wonder why they get the results that they get. So you got a Passport Bro from 90 Day Fiance who had the passport gal down over to Vietnam, right?
Mhm.
Now she's not a looker herself, but she tells this man to his face, you know what, you want to real beautiful bringing footage? Do we have it set up?
Tell her that, no, I'm sorry. She was trying to tell him that that's just how they speak in their country. That's just how they speak or whatever. And that is what he looks like or whatever. And he was like, oh, but you have to understand, in my country, that's an insult and blah, blah, blah. But go ahead, Lily.
I just find it very funny that they run over there and then they bash American women and for not being fit, feminine, and friendly.
Yes.
Only to pay all this money to go over to a foreign land, right, where they don't know anyone, and get even worse disrespect. Because
Hmm.
I doubt if they go on a first date or go on dates with an American woman that they would talk to him like that.
Right.
Yeah, so I kind of think that there is something to it that they do talk different. Some cultures may talk like that as not a big deal, and the fact that she felt comfortable telling him that is what indicates it to me, because normally she didn't have to tell him. She goes, oh, I was just saying, and lied to him, right? But it wasn't it didn't even um come to her, that that would be anything not normal to say. I think in some other cultures, they don't window dress comments like we do here in America. It reminded me, like, when I first met Erica and I was talking to her over the phone or something, and she told her friend, and I wasn't, how can I say? I might have had a few extra pounds on, but I wasn't by any means fat. And she
Hmm.
said, "Oh, I just told her you're fat." I said, "Fat?" She said, "Just a little." So she might have meant chunky, chubby.
Right.
Had a little extra pounds, but it sounds horrible. Yeah,
I
what?
do,
You call me fat?
I do know that, I'm sure it's the same in the Black community and the Latin community. We are very, we'll go to parties and be like, oh, girl, you skinny. Or, oh, girl, you fat. Or you getting fat, girl. That shit happens in our communities. I used to have a fat cousin. I've always been small. And I used to have a fat cousin every time she fucking saw me. And I'm like, every fucking party. And then the older you get, is like, all right, bitch, I'm not 10 anymore. Okay. And, you know, she tried that whole mess. And I was like, bitch, you fat. Like, standing next to you, anybody's going to be skinny. And then, of course, my mother insisted I said too much. But I'm like, this bitch, she's been fucking saying this every fucking party, every christening, every birthday, every fucking, I'm tired of it.
Every bar mitzvah, we're not even Jewish.
Yes, every fucking thing. So I told her that, and, you know, and then I was like, I was doing too much. I'm like, why is it okay to call people skinny and not call people fat? But
I
they
don't
are very
understand.
bold. However, no saints. However,
Because
no saints.
I'm about to push back too. I'm glad somebody about to do it. Because
Okay. However, no saint. Calling somebody straight ugly, I think, is a universal insult.
That was harsh, man.
ugly, old, and fat.
That was harsh.
Ugly, old, fat, and then that's your man, not your
Right.
friend.
Right. I mean, I have to agree with Lily. She was no looker by far. To be, she had some nerve.
So it goes to show how they view black men in certain countries. Like,
Yes,
even that, because it's usually attractive women saying, "Oh, you ugly, you whatever." But it's like even the ugly girls can call you ugly.
right.
That's deep.
Right. It is real deep. Like, I was just like, damn. Like, what is going on?
That's it. That's wrong. I mean, she
Carl
was
said he
wrong.
wasn't
Ain't no
there.
doubt about it.
She was. She was
But
so
you know
wrong.
what I noticed? You know what I noticed? A lot of these guys, like, some of them are incels, some of them are just shy, some of them are socially awkward. Socially awkward doesn't mean incelius maximus, like I call them, because some of these motherfuckers are grossly incels. I call them incelius maximus. Now, some people are just socially awkward. They don't know, they can't pick up social cues. In his case, I don't think that man's unattractive. I thought he was kind of cute.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
he's not.
I thought he was kind of cute. Not gonna lie, I was
Mhm.
like, he has a cute face.
Yeah.
However, if you notice, like, here in this country, if you're not gonna pick up social cues, it's gonna be even worse outside of the country with your little passport. It's gonna be even worse, and you can tell. Like, I notice men suffer from this thing where I've had male friends tell me about a woman. Hey, and I'm like, within 2 sentences, I'm like, she doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't like you. Like, you can.
Right. It's so painful. It's so painful to listen to male friends do that.
And this has
Oh,
happened. Oh, if you are a woman, you have a slew of male friends who have, and I'm sitting there as a woman, like, she's not that into you. She doesn't like you. She, like, how didn't you pick that up? Oh, I don't know, because she said that she wanted to come. I was like, she doesn't like you like that. Trust me, I know how we act when we dig
and
in a
they
guy.
don't listen.
No, you're right. I was watching clips today of some of these 90 Day Fiance Other Way and
Oh,
all that.
they're the worst.
I was just watching it, and there was the one guy on there who went to see a woman in the Dominican Republic, and then he didn't speak Spanish, she didn't speak English, so they were struggling through that, and he said, I just can't take it. Well, the Colombian girl, the younger girl that he was communicating with, had dumped him for 2 years, started texting him before he went on this trip, and suddenly they fly her in. So then he's crying, hugging her. Oh, you turned my world around. And then they're in the car and they're driving to the beach, and he's saying, that really turned my world. She's like, well, hey, she speaks English. She's like, we're here now, just relax, let's have a good time. Next coming out of his mouth, so you think you're gonna want to move to the United States with me? She just had this look on her face. They went to the hotel, she packed her shit and left.
Listen, man.
Guys try to push and smother, a lot of them, some not all, smother women so bad. They'll hear what they're saying. Yeah, they want to take it slow, but they still want to push it. So their mind is they
And
want what they
listen,
want. Yeah.
women are very, when we're into a guy, we're into a guy,
Mhm.
right? We don't have like that cool shit, right? It's like when we're unless you're jaded, but usually women, when we're into a guy, we give them cues and we let them know. And I think 90 Day Fiance and Love After Lockup are great case studies to show to so you can learn when people are not that into somebody.
Yes.
Because with Love After Lockup is the same thing. Usually a person that got out of prison is like, I don't really want to be with this motherfucker, but I need a place to stay. So they go through the motions of that fake ass relationship. And 90 Day Fiance is the same thing. Like, they, you see the hugs and kisses are awkward. Or
Yes.
the guy will give the girl a gift and she's kind of like, oh, okay. I put the flowers in the vase. Okay, thank you. Don't gotta keep getting me flowers every time I see you. You know, it's that whole thing. And I'm like, do you not see she's not that into you? She just doesn't get
Right.
you.
Hey, we almost saw the one with the, oh my God, so gross. The woman from Georgia who smoked like a chimney, and she went over to Africa with that Nigerian guy.
Oh yes, we all. You know what's so funny? That's one of the
She was
few that I
overweight,
see.
right? She was
Yes,
overweight, right?
yes.
And she was real just unfeminine in every way. And oh my God.
Those are good case studies. So when I'm
They really
looking
are.
at, that poor
Like
man, that
Nigeria can't
passport.
be that bad. God.
When I'm looking at that passport, bro, um,
Poor baby.
it's just sad because I'm looking at it and I just saw a 1 minute clip, but then I saw clips before this
I
because
thought, yeah,
this is going pretty viral. This thing, and I'm like, she doesn't like you. Like you could have been here, and it's like if he was here, because I'm telling you, to me, he has a cute face.
he
If he was in
does.
America and lost like I don't know 50 pounds and hit the gym a couple times a week, he stands a good chance to date a woman. You know what I mean? A good looking woman, a decent looking woman. But it's like it has to be in you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If you're corny here, you're gonna be corny overseas too. They think
and
it's
that's
the
crazy.
woman, but it's you.
They don't
It
get
is
it.
you.
Yeah.
And these
And
women look at them as tricks over there. Like especially
Yeah.
the black men, they look
or
at them as
just a
tricks.
ticket,
Yeah, a
the
ticket
ticket
for
out
the
of
family,
poverty,
for the family.
and they'll sacrifice for that. The one I saw worked. It was one of the first ones. It was I forgot the guy's name now, Paola, but she had something going on in Colombia. She was like a model in Colombia. And so it wasn't like she had to marry that guy, It was more, and they're still married. They living in Miami now, and they're still good. And that's like years.
Wow.
Mhm.
But most of them are the awkward men that have trouble, and then it's really an upgrade from anything they would be able to get anywhere else. So,
Absolutely. And then
and
they feel
suddenly
like,
they think they're into them, and they're not into them for the most part.
yeah, and it's easier. It's easier for them out there because those women, they have an agenda. So while the man is thinking, oh, it's easier for me. No, the woman has an agenda. You're a trick. Before you landed, sir, Tyrone Jamal, before you landed, all those women are talking.
And the family.
And the
They
family.
they
It's
put
a
the whole
lifestyle.
strategy.
It's
Yeah, a
like
whole strategy.
get the gringos money, get the Americanos money. They're all taught before you get there. You are a mark. You're a
Right.
mark. So you're thinking, oh, it's easy. Look at the look at the chick with the Latin accent with the long hair. She's into me. No, you're a mark. Um, and that's why it's easy.
And if you're
Havon
okay with
DeMarco,
that,
how are you, darling?
Oh, it's too fucking hot, man.
Damn,
that just
Hot.
okay. That
Well,
just
hello to you
you're not
too.
even in Vegas yet. Come on.
Fucking serious.
right. I
I was
felt that.
on my computer earlier on, and I fell asleep. It was so fucking hot. You know what I mean? I'm dehydrated. You're lethargic. You know what I mean? And I'm waking up, standing, literally sitting down, and I'm asleep, looking at a fucking, you know what I mean, staring at a computer. But anyway,
Okay. All right, let's get ready to rumble. I see the Yankee cap. What you doing? What you doing, homie? Dead ass.
I saw the fat dude who spent a lot of money to be called fat and ugly.
Yeah. I could have did that here with a super chat. He would have
That's
super
what I'm
chatted me.
thinking. Yes,
I mean,
he could
you
have
know
stayed
what I'm saying?
home.
That's what happened. You spent thousands of dollars to go somewhere in the world and call him fat. And that scene was funny as shit. Be like, no, I call you fat and ugly. I was like,
He could have super chatted me $10. I would have did that for $10.
man, listen.
Right.
But you know what though, man? Look, man, you do have a point though, Jen. Like, look, listen, man. The gym is undefeated. I don't care what nobody say, man.
Oh my God, I saw a little person today. I wish I would have saved it. I saw a little person today.
Was he getting it in?
AKA midget little person is appropriate. Married, beautiful girl. I'm like, yo, but he stays in the gym. He's literally a bodybuilder. He's a little person bodybuilder, a little pocket bodybuilder. And let me tell you something. Married to a regular sized woman. Okay, pretty girl. She also works out. She does her bodybuilding thing. And I'm like, he's married. And you 6 foot whatever can't find a woman here?
Oh, no Saint. Did you notice this when you were over there in the UK? This is something we noticed that when we was over there. There were a lot of busted. I'm talking about busted men with beautiful women, like wives. There was a lot of them. I mean, and so my girlfriend, I was over there. Well, she said that somebody told her that that was a thing over there, but it wasn't till towards the end of the trip that we were putting it all together. He was like, "You noticed something?" And there was this one guy who came up to us. And like he was obsessed with our look or whatever. He was so busted. He had about 5 teeth in his mouth. And so he comes back and he was like, "Oh, meet my mouth, meet my wife." He shows us his wife. His wife was gorgeous. And I'm like, what is going on? But he's got something. He's got something that he's leading with. To
What you
and
leading with, no
His
saying? Because we seen your
wallet.
wife.
Oh, wallet, yeah.
Your
Leading with my
wallet.
wallet.
No
Or did
saying.
she see you in that fireman uniform with the bottom? You know
Ooh,
how I like when y'all wear it, but just the bottom half of the
Yeah.
boot.
right.
That's my
Have any of
shit.
the clothes.
That's my shit when they just wearing the bottom half off in the boots. With
Whatever
the
you have at your
suspenders.
disposal, no saint, you use
Yeah, gotta go
that.
with what I got.
Look, I say it like this, man. If you have problems with women and you over 6 feet, you a sad case, man. You over 6 feet tall and you out here striking out with girls, man. You
Right.
just okay.
Wasting
That's 80%
height.
of the that's
Right.
80% of the sale right there.
It
You're
is.
right.
You
You're
It
see you
right.
is.
over 6 feet, man.
Because
You
that
can't
guy looks
control
tall. That
He
guy
did.
looks tall. And
He looks
so,
tall.
like, one thing I know about women, women like big, tall guys.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
he don't even have to hit the gym. And so it's something else going on. He must be socially awkward or
I mean,
something's going on. No, I mean, I'm just saying, but there's a lot of women who do. They like that bodyguard, like Suge Knight type
yeah.
situation going on. So like I'm
Hmm.
surprised.
Like
Look,
you
listen, we
could
have
get away
somebody
with being a little heftier if you're tall. Yeah, you
Hmm
can because you
else.
just
The
look
but the
powerful.
little guy, what's going on with him?
Oh man, I wish I freaking saved his thing because I'm
Ladies and
tiny.
gentlemen, we have a person on the panel who literally ogles. She ogles the most grotesque things because they're tall, they're muscular, they
You are
look.
not gonna come for
He really
Venom.
did.
You're not gonna
He
come for
really
Venom. You're not
did.
gonna come
This
for
motherfucker has
Darkness,
a
and you're not gonna
tongue,
come for
a
Chewbacca and
fang,
Predator.
Chewbacca. I didn't even know
Yes,
Mhm.
Chewbacca.
yeah,
What?
that was my first
It
one.
was a thing for you,
I
also.
can see Chewbacca. I can see
So,
Chewbacca.
see, so look. Sometimes it ain't really the looks, man. Sometimes it's just the presentation. Because let me tell you something. Every person on here has seen the magic of an ugly Jamaican motherfucker getting just pussy after motherfucking pussy after
Yeah,
motherfucking pussy, man.
I
They're
knew a
Seriously.
guy
confident.
in the Bronx. His name was Diamond. Sorry if somebody knows Diamond, but I
You
knew a
mean
guy in the
Diamond
Bronx.
from Runaway?
His name is Diamond. Very, very built, very tall. I've never seen someone so ugly. But he was so ugly. He was abstract. And leave it to me to find some sort of attractness in it. Like I was like, he's so ugly. Like his face was
To the
just.
point where you
I'm
can just
talking about.
to the
It's not
point
even a.
to the
It's
fetish.
not even a face a mother could love. Like his. I mean, when he was born, his mother was like, God damn. I'm sure she was, but he was built and tall. His name was Diamond. Sweetest thing ever, though. Sweetest thing ever. But
I
just
mean,
like
that was
it,
a
it,
choice.
it intrigued me to see how much uglier he can get. Like I was like, his cum face must be hideous. But I
Lights
never
off.
indulged. I just wondered. Lily was like, I'm out. I'm out.
Oh
His name is
man,
Diamond. His name was Diamond. If
that's
I ever
not
get a picture,
unique.
Michael.
Nobody will be able to pinpoint that guy.
Right.
I know, right? Big, ugly, dark, blacks, over 60 tall, named Diamond. There's so many of them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
no.
many.
But hey, I ended with a compliment. I would have smashed at one point in time, Diamond. Don't worry about it. Yeah. He's probably like, fuck, I used to see you every day. Now you tell me.
That's what Diamond is doing right now. Like now,
But listen,
women always tell you had a chance at the very most inopportune moments of your life. You're literally on a train passing by and be like, "Hey,
I
Yeah,
always
I
wanted
have to
you.
tell you something. What? You could have had this pussy. Oh, thanks. I'm on my way to Chicago.
With all
or
my
you
shit, I'm
or
moving
you're
out.
you have another girl or something, yeah. And
Oh, yeah.
you know that the grace, if there's such a thing, the grace of women to men, this is a man who doesn't have it easy with women has to develop other skills, right? And women will take it wouldn't matter if you're not a very great looking guy. They will
Yeah.
like those skills you develop, whether it's
Yes.
you're funny or you're you're witty, whatever, you're smart, make a lot of money.
And we'll exaggerate those things in our minds.
So
And the
there's
Yes,
only
we
it's
will.
not one trick. It's not like a guy does not have to be great looking to to get a good looking woman,
Look,
to
Nope.
shoot
man.
above shoot above, or to shoot above what they're supposed to be. Or
Look, man. Kevin Samuels and all these motherfuckers didn't tell you this shit. Look, listen. I'm gonna tell you the two things that a lot of these motherfuckers will get you over the hump. Never underestimate being fun and fucking the shit out of a woman.
being spontaneous, being
if a
confident,
woman
you know what I
sees
mean?
you being as fun and adventurous and we have great times and you just be smacking that out, man, listen, man, we're gonna get around about you. Or it might not. We might keep you all to ourselves. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah.
YouTube press, you a white man? He said
Chris
he used to get
Farley.
mistaken for Chris Farley. You're white. That's a white man.
um,
Rest in peace.
on the other side of that, it's a lot easier. It's almost like a comedian who has like, I think I want to say Bill Bellamy was kind of like that. He had a really good first set, but he never really lasted as a comedian. He didn't have like, so in relationships,
Staying power.
it's a lot easier to catch that woman, but it's a lot harder to keep somebody like that, because you might have that good first approach. You might be pretty funny, but you better expand that expand that funniness, and like Haran said,
You have
you
to
got to
be.
be
You just have.
fun.
You
Yeah.
just have to be consistent. That's all. Because I've
Every
been
woman
in
has-
those I've
Mhm.
been in those situations. I've been in those situations, and honestly, with me, like, you have to be consistent and have a good sense of humor, because my wit and my sense of humor is sharp and it's harsh, right? So whenever
Mhm.
I throw a joke at you, I'll throw a tester out. Like, I'll throw a joke at you, and if you can handle that joke and throw one back at me, right? And
Mhm.
then we can laugh at each other and ourselves. We're golden. We're golden. But
Yes,
a
that
lot of
takes a
guys,
long way. That
yes,
takes me a
that goes a
Well,
long way. A
long
lot
way.
of
yeah,
guys
but
get offended
but
too
but but
quickly.
but what you're saying though, and what I'm saying is that first set of jokes that you come, in the comedian sense, that first set is funny.
Hmm.
When I relate it to relationships, meeting a girl, everything's new, that's really easy. It's when you're with them for a long time to resist, like you said, sitting on the couch playing video games.
But you know what, no say?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here is life. Even if he was fine and everything we wanted at the beginning, he does that.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
does that. I dated a stripper, gorgeous. I interviewed in here. If y'all want to be nosy, it's the stream from I don't know how many years, a year ago or so. Would you date a stripper? Gorgeous man, just gorgeous, just absolute a fucking Greek god. He was boring as fuck at home. He wasn't this guy at home. He wasn't. He wore
That's
glasses.
work.
His 5 o'clock shadow was gray. His receding hairline was back here, so when it grew in, it was not cute.
Oh, shit.
He
So you
was
went home. So you went home to Clark Kent while
yeah.
everybody else
Pretty much.
Yeah. But again, what you said, the gym is undefeated. I mean, from the neck down, he's always going to look, you know what I mean? Amazing. Right.
Mhm.
So, and he had a good sense of humor too. He knew how to make fun of himself. But I'm just saying that to say that even though aesthetically he was that guy, right? After a while, everybody just, they fall into who the fuck they are and how they don't put the dishes where they go. And you know what I mean? It's like, I told you, fold the towel this way. Why the fuck do you keep doing this? We all fall into that. That's why I'm sorry. I'm right now. I'm like, I love the idea of those first 3 months of a relationship. I don't want to get
I
tired of
mean,
it.
it's I get it. every man has his quirks. I'm learning in my older years some of the things that I need to fix, in order to just grow and just
Coexist or just you personal growth?
personal growth mostly. Like it's funny because Jen cracks on me having these fucking like McDonald's cups, keeping the McDonald's cups.
Such
But
a man.
the connection of this is that I'm a guy who just I'm the guy who keeps the plastic forks. I'm the guy
All of you. All of you.
so I'm just like
All of you. Every last one
I-
is so gross to me. But here's the thing. To another woman, that's what I'm saying. There's somebody for everybody. There's a girl that's gonna meet you and wash out that McDonald's cup and happily put it in the rack. I'm just not that girl.
Haran.
I got poverty PTSD.
I
So
gotta,
I
I gotta.
can't.
Me personally, I need to evolve.
Yeah, but Haran, if
I still
if
have a
you-
very frat boyish.
you don't know how many people we down here. You catch plastic cups every year, stacks of them. So from Mardi Gras, you just stacks of them, and of course, all the guys, if you're bachelors or whatever, that's what you got in your cabinet.
Listen,
Crew of Bacchus, cool.
Y'all be so excited about a free cup. Oh, it's a free cup.
They
Drink
do.
out of this again.
Especially when it's a big gulp.
I admit it.
No.
Okay, I am very much a guy. You know what I mean?
No.
No, you don't say.
Jen
I
says
couldn't
take
tell.
pictures. Says I take pictures like a convict. You know
Yeah.
what
Oh,
I mean?
his picture taking is terrible. I was like,
I don't-
never mind.
I don't have a bunch of photos on my IG. I don't.
Black lexicon. I promise you. I probably invented. I got poverty PTSD. I told my daughter if she's wearing a fucking scarf, I'm like, take that fuck. I ordered her turbans. I'm like, do not fucking go out in the street with a fucking scarf on your head like you're going to a cheese line. I got poverty PTSD. I went through all that shit. I don't want to see it. I got PTSD. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the McDonald's cup in the cabinet. I don't want to see it.
Not the cheese line.
Yes, been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally got poverty PTSD. There's certain things that just make me cringe. Wash out your wash rack. Don't let it get crunchy on the fucking towel rack. I don't want to see it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I keep a bunch of wash rags because I use it for Nair, and Nair just ruins your wash rags. Like it makes it look crunchy like you're dirty, and I'm like, no, it just was one Nair use.
No, you're
You're
not the only one. You're not the only one. YouTube press
You know
so I'm not the only one reusing Cool Whip bowls. No, you're not. You know what I hate too? Something that listen, once the Tupperware, if you're storing spaghetti, once the Tupperware goes orange, throw it.
Oh yeah, the
out.
same. That's why I like the black
Throw it
ones.
Out.
I like the black ones.
No saying.
I like the
And
black ones for
Yeah.
that reason.
And in the chat, I want you to listen. I want you to hear all these women say these things and hear the guys say these things. Just notice something. It's a very, very minute thing, but it's very important that you notice this. Notice how the guys hold on to that shirt, their favorite shirt. Hold on to their favorite cup. Hold on to their favorite thing because this is my thing. This is my thing. And women, they get rid of shit after every 3 fucking months. You know what I mean? Kind of makes you look at marriage a different way. And you realize why these fucking marriage numbers are the way they are.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong.
And
Some
you
women
realize that, so that's why the marriage numbers are they are. These women just like shuffle shit.
Don't get me wrong. Women are pack rats too, but a man that's a pack rat is such a turnoff. It's gross. Like I've been to certain apartments and I'm like, your refrigerator looks gross. Your cabinets look gross. It's just too much gross here. And then when things don't match, when you can tell a motherfucker got a lot of free shit from different places.
Free shit.
None of your Tupperware doesn't match. Why are all the lids on your Tupperware different colors? They sell them in sets. Okay. Once you put that bitch in the
South
microwave,
Bottom at Goodwill. What are you talking about?
once you put it in the microwave and the spaghetti sauce turned it orange, throw it out. Like Tupperware is not expensive. You guys buy a $100 game, $200 sneakers. Tupperware is not. Tupperware is a couple dollars.
$1,000 lens for a camera.
There you go. Stop it. Throw it out.
And that's cheap. Damn.
Yeah, that is cheap because lenses are so expensive.
Oh my God.
They're more expensive than the camera.
Yeah.
Oh no, I work for a company, Lensco. I forgot the first name at an expo, and they had $35,000 lenses.
Oof.
I was like,
Mhm.
"What the fuck
I
is
can give a
this?"
Tesla for
It's
that.
incredible that
Yeah, but you know, those are the ones that Michael Jackson always demanded for his interviews.
Yeah.
He
No,
needed a specific lens.
yeah.
I get it though. I get it. Like coming
Lens
from
will make it.
behind the
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
It changes
Yeah.
the whole thing. I don't play about lighting and I don't play about lenses. Like don't. Mm-mm.
I'm a woman, YouTube press. He said, "How do you have so many details?" I'm a woman.
Yeah, it's just that simple.
women watching, man. Women watching.
Yeah. You know how many times I did this in the medicine cabinet because y'all have medicine that expired 10 years ago?
That doesn't
I'm
mean
like,
it's
you
bad.
still taking this Tylenol?
Yeah,
How's this Tylenol working that you've been
It's
taking?
got codeine in it.
great. That's why it's so
Does it have codeine in it? Yeah, I'm taking it.
Right. I'm keeping that around for a rainy day.
It expired in 2016. What are y'all doing?
It's still got a little bit of codeine in it, just a little bit.
You just got to have a time where you keep it on the goddamn shelf. There's no such thing as expired drugs.
Terrible. But going back to the, I hope y'all enjoying yourself, chat. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like and subscribe. Going back to celebrity mess, Doja Cat did something that was very interesting. And then we're gonna give a little bit to the
meant
topic.
to bring that one. I meant to bring that one. Doja Cat.
First of all, I'm a Doja Cat fan. First and
Me
foremost,
too. Me too.
always been. It says
Even
here,
though-
Doja Cat responds to fans asking if she can say she loves them. Doja Cat answers, "I don't though, because I don't even know y'all." And then she goes on to say, because remember we spoke about here before celebrity worship.
Yeah.
Rihanna's fans call themselves the Navy. Nicki Minaj fans call themselves the Barbs. Mariah Carey fans call themselves the Lambs. Beyonce's fans call themselves the Beehive. Ariana Grande is what
Who are they?
some
Yeah.
Aiders, Arianators, some shit like something.
Okay.
Taylor
Lady
Swift,
Gaga, the Monsters.
the Monsters. There you go. No say.
Mm-hmm. You're good. You're good.
Taylor Swift, the Swifties.
Swifties. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hotties, making the stallion the hotties.
Oh God. So what y'all want to be called? I just call y'all block babes. What you want to be called, chat? Y'all can vote. Y'all can vote for your name. I call y'all block babes. If y'all want something else, let me know. You want me to call you the blockies? What do you want? Let me know in the chat what y'all want to be called. We could vote. So then Doja Cat.
Don't.
What?
No.
What?
Don't use blockies. I can hear George saying that. It ain't gonna come out right.
We'll be ringing the race bell every 5
Right,
minutes.
all day, yeah. Race bells all 5.
We won't use the blockies.
Yeah,
that-
twang-
What
you
up,
guys
my
can-
blockies?
That twang and kick in, that O gonna sound like an A. Like, you call yourself blackies? No,
He'll
blockies.
slip up.
That's what I said.
he'll slip up.
Yeah, okay, so Doja Cat goes on to say, with all these pop stars with these fan groups, she says, "My fans don't name themselves shit. If you call yourself a kitten or fucking kittens, that means you need to get off your phone and get a job and help your parents with the house."
Man.
Oof.
Listen, when I tell you that took me out last night when I ran across this story. I said,
And
she get
then-
their ass right together. Oh yeah, there was more. Yeah.
Yes, and then one of her fans, who calls herself Doja Cat Iran, okay, calls herself that because you know a lot of these fans use the name of the pop star in their handles. She says, "I want to hear you say it. I do love you guys, as usual, to say to your fans." She wanted to hear Doja say she loves her fans, and that's when Doja said, "I don't though, because I don't even know y'all."
I'm so goofy for this
Oh, I
shit.
mean, when I read that shit, I was just like, well, you know, that's,
But this is the thing,
right.
though. She was right. She was very right. But this is my thing, and because I was laughing, but after I got off the floor, right,
Uh-huh.
and I was able to collect my thoughts again. I
Yes.
said, yeah, but bitch, you didn't say this when you was coming up. So you
Well,
waited till you got your millions and you got, then she's like, you know what? Let me check
But
my account real quick.
she also never like said she loved her fans either.
No, that's true. She has never been the most warm.
Right.
She's never been that most warm person. But
Doja's
at this
always
point, she's
been
like,
Doja.
yeah, she's consistent.
feeling like with Doja, the sex is in fucking incredible.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she gives me
After
that.
you're done, you look at her and you be like, man, this bro ain't shit, man.
But you'll be
This,
back over
this
there
is
next week.
this.
You
Oh
think
no,
you think Doja's good in bed?
I think so.
Yes.
I,
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that from her.
Oh
I,
yeah, she gives me that.
And I
Yep.
can usually pick it up, but I don't get that from
those fucking
Doja.
spikes in her fucking eyes. Anybody who sit there and go through the pain, fucking spike being put into their skull.
I guess here's why I say that. Because I know people, especially celebrities, who are very free and frisky or whatever, the public persona, and then you get behind that closed door and they're fucking lame, especially in bed.
I don't
Well,
think.
see, that's
I
how
don't
I look at the
think
city girls.
And
I don't
also
think
she's half white. Like she's, I don't know, Doja is, I don't know. I don't get that.
I don't think any of these hip hop girls are good in bed. I don't think any of these hip hop girls are good in bed.
No, they don't. None of them give me good in bed. Especially the ones that rap about the sex all the time.
What you
None of
trying
them
to
give me
say?
good in
Them
bed.
BBLs don't be, them BBLs
They don't
don't
be.
get.
They don't be
First of all, how
BBLing in the
flexible are
bed.
you with all that fucking
Right.
mass behind you? Like how
Because they can
flexible
barely walk.
really? Like it
And
gives
mass that's not attached to your natural frame and muscle structure. It's different if you're a big girl and that's
Right.
your real body,
Yeah,
because you're used to moving. You're
yeah,
used to moving your real body.
Right.
But when you're adding, it's literally like if I tied a backpack to my waist
Right.
and a backpack to my front and then tied a rope around my waist and now I'm trying to have sex with you.
Yeah,
Like,
because
for
it's given very much Mr. Potato Head.
Like for instance, Lizzo, she'll fuck around, fuck the shit out of a motherfucker. She ain't got shit to lose.
Yeah, because Lizzo, she can move for a big girl. That girl be flipping and twerking and doing. She be doing a lot of things.
Then
But
she pull out the flute and then she'll be like,
Yo.
so,
part of
Well,
that.
I heard Alicia Keys allegedly, supposedly, not from me, but I heard that she was whack.
I heard the same thing.
Oh, well, there you go. Now we're both allegedly.
I also heard something about someone else that really hurt my heart years ago. Really hurt my heart.
Who? Which one?
I heard Halle Berry was fucking.
That's not surprising. That's not surprising at all.
Yeah,
Pillow Princess.
she's half white too.
Pillow Princess.
Yeah, that.
She don't like.
Oh, that's not surprising. I can't picture Halle Berry giving head. She's
Right.
I take her as one of these girls. Hey, it tastes kind of funny. Did you do some with? Wait, you took your underwear. Wait, look.
Oh, it's like she's like that's her idea of a blowjob.
No suction, no nothing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because she doesn't seem she seems like a pillow princess, beautiful woman. The men fawn over her. Everybody wants her. So it's like, it's just like a rich guy. They don't try much. What they got to be freaky for?
Now, don't get me wrong. Now, pillow princess, it works for certain instances.
Do tell.
There's moments when you're into that. I'll just come out and say it. There's moments when you're into that just fleshlight moment. You know what I mean? It's just kind of, you just need somebody for a fleshlight. And you're just like, when you just pass it and you just go about your business. But, you know what I mean? That's not something that you want to constantly come home to. You know what I mean? You want interaction.
No, Saint, can you jump in here and make the male species not look like Neanderthals, please?
What?
They aren't?
Jesus. He said a fleshlight with legs and arms. Lord.
It happens.
That's when she's sleeping. You ain't gotta get up. You ain't gotta get up. Just...
What's up, Steve? You guys want to get into the main fucking topic for the last 30 minutes?
12 minutes.
So check it out. The main topic this evening was, I thought it was quite interesting. Air Force members are whistleblowing. They testify to UFOs and non-human biologics findings. And I have the article here.
I'm going to say something on this that you all might think sounds fucking wild, but I think,
Don't say you saw a UFO because we all did. Everybody's like, I saw a UFO.
No. I'm going to let you finish whatever you got to say, and I'm just going to say something.
Okay, so I'm not going to read the whole article. I'll just go over. It says Congress just heard. I did see the video, but I didn't. It was too long for me to like screen record it and all that. And the guy looked convincing. He was flanked with two other Air Force members. Says Congress just heard. They took this to Congress. Congress just heard 3 retired Air Force members testify about UFOs and non-human biologics. And America is totally unsurprised. The men in black seem to have been working overtime this millennium. That is, if they're real, the aliens. Whistleblowers told Congress that they know the men in black are very real and they've been cleaning up evidence of UFOs. It's not, as they say, out of this world, given that the existence of extraterrestrial activity was recently confirmed by a whistleblower's claim.
Okay.
What you think? What you think?
Well, here's the thing. I think we all have our tinfoil hat moments, and I guess when it comes to UFOs and aliens, this is my shit. Like I'm gonna say some things right now that I do think is, I think it's a possibility. I think it's real.
You about to whistleblow? Are you gonna whistleblow?
How would someone not think it's a possibility?
I think the men in black are real. I think there are sites on particular sites, where a number of experiments or a number of or a great deal of information on extraterrestrial life is a certain basis, and they're not on maps. They're specifically, they make sure that they're not on maps. And I think that many millennia ago, aliens came to the planet, and I think one of them, in some context, somebody used the story of meeting a particular alien, meeting this person, and maybe this person did certain things or whatever, will say a person, and I think that's what the story of Jesus comes from.
So, with what you're saying, first of all,
because if you think about it, the idea of God, and them saying that, oh, heaven is up there and so on and so forth, or whatever. I was like, well, what if it was just a spaceship that a couple of motherfuckers was just watching go up into the sky? And then what if a motherfucker said that? What if God or Jesus or whatever alien name said that we'll be back one day? And they said that Jesus said he'll be back one day. And over a period of time, over a couple of centuries and years, that story was contorted and used and so on and so forth. And certain religions were created, but it was really just fucking aliens.
So you just think it's a theory? That's your theory.
Well, if you go back to if you study religion and you go as far back as you can go, that's pretty much the story. The Bible was plagiarized from that story, right? So the original story has been plagiarized. So pretty much that's what they were saying, that with the gods and the heavens and all of that stuff were pretty much aliens, but they're all over the hieroglyphs. This is how I look at it. It's a mathematical thing, right? Let's just say with all of the sightings, with all of the things, and we know there's hoax and stuff like that, right? All it takes is 1% of those hoax to be real to say it does fucking exist. I mean, for anyone to think all of this galaxy and all of these universes, and we're the only idiots that they got running around here.
Think about it for one moment. If they visited, and I think that they did, that means they mastered intergalactic travel. That means that they are eons and light years ahead of us in terms of technology and having an understanding of the universe. Right. So I think that, in many ways, that their technology was so vastly above us. Maybe motherfuckers thought it was miracles being happened.
But don't we do intergalactic travel as well?
No, we do not.
No, we're considered what is it? That's it. Yeah, we're considered a zero. I think there's like
Don't they have shit
0 to
on
5.
Mars?
Well,
there's
they
a
had shit on Mars.
travel.
Yeah, they're gonna be. We're gonna travel to Mars probably
Well,
before
leaving
the
our
end of the
galaxy.
decade.
Going to other galaxies.
So basically, what he's talking about is the bend of
Yeah,
space
but
time.
you don't know where the aliens come from. They could be from Saturn.
There's nobody on
Well-
Saturn. They went on there.
They went to Saturn.
They can't really go on Saturn,
So-
but they look all over these in our particular solar system. They comb through them. I mean, I guess the closest spot they could say is closest to being habitable is Mars. So,
But it was
What's-
inhabited. It
What's
was
up, E Black?
inhabited.
E Black TV is in the building. E Black said, "I think aliens will look at us as stupid and U-turn." This shit was funny too. Who was it that said it? Was
They
it
do.
Orlando?
I mean, I would.
Orlando said Earth is ghetto and aliens roll up their window and they.
Hell yeah.
that.
What
Listen,
do you think, No Saint? I see you nodding your head.
Yeah, I mean, listen, these are all interesting speculations.
Mhm.
From what I saw, I was watching some of it, and basically these aren't first-hand accounts. These people on the panel now, they certainly can speculate. One of the things they said was yes, that the biological material wasn't human, right? That was one of the things they said.
I heard him say
My
that.
first thought was, okay, it could have been a monkey. It could have been a dog. It could have been a lot of other things that were in these crafts that were, because as we know, the Russians put dogs out in space, put monkeys out in space. It didn't necessarily mean it was because it wasn't human origin that it couldn't have been another animal. So that to me was like, okay, it's kind of a gap. But if you want to believe that aliens have traveled, people are going to jump to the conclusion that that was alien. Another thing is UFOs doesn't mean outer space UFOs. It just means vehicles that they don't recognize. There's a lot of stuff, top secret things out there that anybody's going to think is a UFO or some kind of spaceship out there coming from outer space. I don't know. I can't say I know that. I assume that there are other, for sure, I mean, mathematically, I believe, I can't say I'm sure because I haven't seen it, but I believe that there are other life forms out there in the universe. The jump to be able to travel that far would be such a technological advantage.
Absolutely.
That we're not even near.
No, we're
point,
not.
Right?
We're not.
What
And don't
countries-
even know
okay,
if it's
what
possible.
countries-
Don't even know if it's possible. So,
Which countries go to outer space?
China, United States, Russia, a lot of right now, many countries. That's the three major ones, but there's that's the three major.
So there's
ones,
no way. I just want to ask a question. So there's no way. Let's
Europe
say,
too. Europe.
wow, that's a lot. I think it's not just the U.S. and Russia, right? So there's no way to tell. Let's say the USA goes up there and it's a foreign object, it's a UFO. There isn't a sign that it may be from Russia or China on the craft itself or whatever it is they're looking at. There's no sign and be like, oh shit, look, that's the China's garbage.
Oh, it's like someone
So
left some shit floating around and shit like that.
What?
If someone left their drone floating around in space.
Well, no, there is.
Right,
There's a
doesn't
thing
it
called, it's
have-
called space junk. It's called space
I
junk.
believe
There's a
so.
real
Doesn't
thing
it
called space
have
junk.
like a logo, a serial number where you could tell that's China shit?
Yeah, like a flag or something.
Well, it depends. If it crashes through the atmosphere and it burns up, But what I'm saying is, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know if there's, like, for what Haran said, the Men in Black. Maybe there is.
You stupid. You stupid.
Right, and that's the thing. We're considered we're considered a fucking like we're considered like literally we're considered like animals to their civilization. Like we're like the gorillas and the monkeys and shit. They're like, oh, that's so cute.
Americans are down bad, man. We got PlayStation controllers and submarines.
So what I'm saying is though, there might be all these things Haran's talking about, like the Men in Black, that are researching things. There may see some, but I don't know.
Cover it up.
I don't know if these guys testifying would have that level of knowledge. Like, there's a lot of secret stuff goes on that you got to be at the utmost top. And yeah, go ahead.
How can they whistle if they don't know? They whistleblowing.
Well, they've been but this is all old news.
But they're
really. Like
whistleblowing. They're
this is
whistleblowing like secondhand. It's not like they were there. They're not saying they were there. They're saying
Okay,
it
what
was.
about the
Yeah,
guy that was sitting on this side? Because there was 3 men
I'd have to look.
whistleblowing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was
yeah.
a guy over here telling a story of how there was this thing that I'm paraphrasing. There was this blob, there was this thing, and then they looked, and then the thing like flew that way, and then the captain was like, "Hey, it's such and such miles
Right.
from blah blah." Like it just flew past you. So whatever it was there was like, "Oh fuck,
The aircraft, right?
they made me."
The
Yeah,
aircraft.
I've been made,
Yeah,
and then the thing like took off.
yeah. I
And
saw
they were
that
saying
video.
it was like a liquid. It was like a liquid, and then it's like this just said whoop.
No.
Mm.
I know. I know what you're saying, and this is what I'm saying. Like they are working on. There are some things. If that is something that the U.S. government is working on, that's
Mhm.
top secret, they
Mhm.
might not know, even though they're in the Air Force. It's not necessary. It's not.
It will be
Most
above
pilots.
pay grade. You're basically-
There are some things out there, but because I forgot what it is that they're using now. Man, I wish I could remember, and maybe it'll come to me. But there are certain things they're shooting. I forgot what it's called, but they have a place in the United States has a place in Brazil, and actually there's a place in Louisiana, and it's like a I don't know. I don't want to say it's hypersonic, but it's like something that's super fast, and you'll see,
It's supersonic.
yeah, it's just like,
Supersonic.
but they're working on these things, but these things are all like, this is speculation that what this was, but a lot of these things are like top secret stuff that you want, like the stealth bomber. They've had that a long time.
That's what I was just about to
We
say.
found out about it in the 90s,
That's
but
what I
they
was
had
about
that
to
a
say.
long time ago.
Anything we're talking about now is old news,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So any technologies that we're talking about that like the public is that we can all agree that this is a real thing or whatever is at least 40 to 50 years old, right? The military is always going to be 40 to 50 years ahead of us, right? So what we're seeing right now is all old news, right? This is old news. There's been whistleblowers since the beginning of Roswell and all that other shit. There's been whistleblowers even before Roswell, right? What's different about now is the first time it's being put under oath. But there's a thing called the Freedom of Information Act. So yes, there's a lot of things that are top secret, but if you just me, Joe Schmo, can do a Freedom of Information Act, and you can get all of this information. This is not no conspiracy theory. Like you can get it in their own words. Like they have so basically when people see UFOs these days, you don't know if it's actually alien or ours because they have long since what you call reverse engineered crafts. So some of them are our crafts and some of them are alien crafts. That's all in black and white, right? So basically, what was also in black and white is that they were going to start disclosing in 2023. What the end goal is, I don't know. But they can't hold it back for so long. They've been trying to hold this shit back for so long, but you got all of these going on now. We can, share information quicker now. So it's only about a matter of time that they're going to have to like just finally fess up.
It says here David Grush testified at Wednesday's hearing and claims the federal government has found alien vessels.
They've been.
I will say this, man. Now just imagine a highly technologically advanced species. You know what I mean? Who probably, if they arrive, they could probably give us the means to, create like just an endless amount of energy and just bring us closer to a utopian society. And they're just looking around and like there's a guy with like mustard on his shirt. This motherfucker's arguing over 50-50. There's a high value man there. There's Donald Trump over there. You know what I mean? There's just an endless sea of mediocrity. You know what I mean? To look at. And in many ways, I think that when it comes to the universe, I think we're the runts of the fucking litter.
We're a level 0 society. It's 0 to 5, and we're literally 0. Moving to 1. We're moving to 1.
That probably don't even. They'll probably laugh at the idea of religion.
Right.
Oh my God.
They'll probably like, oh yeah, we used to have that shit like 80,000 years ago. We threw that away. because we knew that shit made no
I'm
fucking
telling you,
sense.
it's my favorite movie in AI. What is that? Oh, that's for the humans. What do humans do there? Where everybody that made us wants to find out who made them. There's this
Exactly.
obsession with how did you get here? This obsession, it's bizarre. It says Grush testified as part of his duties. He became aware of an alleged covert government program to recover and re-engineer crashed alien spacecraft.
Reverse engineer.
I was informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program to which I was denied access. Grush also acknowledged he does not have firsthand knowledge of the program.
So basically, he's talking about the secret space program,
He
which
said my
what they
testimony. Yeah, he said my testimony is based on information I have been given by individuals with a long-standing track record of legitimacy and service to this country, many of whom also shared compelling evidence in the form of photography, official documentation, and classified oral testimony. This isn't some good old boy who had too much to smoke or drink in the woods and thinks he spotted something. These are trained pilots. Shade.
Yeah.
What concerns me is that there is no oversight from our elected officials on anything associated with our government possessing or working on craft that we believe are not from this world. The issue is not about full public disclosure that could undermine national security, but it is about ensuring that our system of checks and balances works across all work done in our government using taxpayer funds. The bottom line is, why are we allowing objects in our sky, particularly objects displaying advanced technology, to go unidentified? I believe we should pursue these questions about the nature of UAP with a scientific method and open mind. Here's the thing. I don't understand why this country is so like hush hush. If you did find something, why does it have to be a covert operation? Why does it have to be under wraps? Why does it have to be top secret? Like it's like, who the fuck? Why is it such a secret?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because free energy. They cannot let it get out that they have access to free energy because they have to keep fucking like it's all about money and power,
Free
right?
energy?
Why
Yeah,
be
yeah, it's about
limited,
free energy.
Lily? I love it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I love when
really,
you get it. I love when you get into your conspiracy
well, no, it's
talk.
not I'm you can read their own shit. Like, this is not my words.
I
I'm
get
just,
you. I get
this
you.
is just, that's what it's about. It's about free energy.
I
So
mean,
like,
listen.
if
I don't know.
yeah, I'm this is my you're in my bag right now. So like you know what I'm saying? It's all about free energy. So the thing is, as long as you can control us, you know what I'm saying? It's much easier it's much better to be able to control us.
So
Everything,
how do you
every single
connect?
thing comes down to power,
Because I do
power and
know,
economics.
I do know that. I do know, especially in this country, there's solar power. There's so many ways that we can have machines and human beings running without paying Con Edison,
Right.
without paying a water bill, right? Without paying a gas bill. There's ways that you can do it. They just won't do it because then they can't
They won't
charge
do
you
it.
for it, right? However, how do you how do you come to the point where alien alien technology is automatically free energy for us? What makes you think that alien technology has free energy that we can use? How do you make those
It
synonymous?
it answers the question you asked earlier. How did they get here? Right?
Mm-hmm,
It's the
mm-hmm,
technology, right? Like been in space time. It's all about like it's mathematical. So it's like quantum physics, quantum mechanics, stuff like that or whatever. But
mm-hmm.
so basically it's that same technology of that is foreign to us, or maybe be like, oh, I seen that in a movie type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the same type of stuff. So I mean, but it's not just that's just one thing. There's a long list of things of why they were hiding, but basically everything boils down to power and economics. Every single thing is going to boil down to that.
Okay, so
But
what you're saying is that they may, let's say they run into the aliens, they want, for lack of a better word, they want dibs on any possible advanced technology, and they want to keep it away from the commoners.
yeah,
Is that what you
they
mean?
already have it. They already have it. They
Well, I
already
mean,
have it.
if that's the truth, I mean, if it's not they want to keep it away from the commoners, they want to keep it away. Whoever were to have it would want to keep it away from other countries. They
And
want that advantage.
weaponized.
But what I want to say to your solar and all that is that we still, other than nuclear power,
Mm-hmm.
oil is the cheapest, coal or the cheapest way to produce energy. Um,
It's not. You didn't see
It's
that
not.
documentary of that guy?
Listen, when people talk about like, oh, green technology, that's false. It's not green technology because they got to dig in the mountains to get the batteries, to get the type of materials to build batteries. They have so much pollution and carbon footprint to make solar panels.
You're right
So
about that. You're
yeah,
very
so I
right
mean,
about that.
it's to think that and that's why I mean it's just
But
we don't have a nuclear power to me is right now is and the fission that new fit they just found a way to make nuclear fission. I think that's the only way to get it. So if there is what Lily's saying, an energy source, I would think they'd want to get that out pretty fast because as we see,
Actually,
hold on real quick, as we see Florida, the coast of Florida, they say it reached the heat of a hot tub, the water. It's now hot tub temperature. So if we're going to survive, they better come out with that cheap free energy.
but
it's
what does
funny
it
that we're
about?
talking about this right now because one of my biggest interests when I was younger was Oppenheimer and the Manhattan Project. I still have to see this movie. And the Manhattan Project essentially
Mm-hmm.
it was discussing literally the greatest achievement in human history, which was the splitting of an atom.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that could have led to just a series of advancements in the field of energy for us. They could have done so much. But what did we do? We turned that shit into a fucking bomb.
And that's the other part of it, weaponizing.
And because that is the thing about human beings. We can these things that can advance us to where we need to be as a society. We never get there because what we always look at it as an opportunity to make a bigger fucking gun. And this is one of the reasons why I say what I say about our species. Again, we could have been so much farther, but someone said, "Hey, let's go make a fucking bomb and actually drop it on fucking people," instead of actually seeing the potential of it. But ironically, nuclear fission is involved in the process of the splitting of the atom, and according to No Saint, they're looking into that, which is decades too late. But anyway,
But
Hopefully not. But Haran, every time they've tried to do any kind of a nuclear expansion, and this is where I'm sure Lily will agree, and this is where one of the conspiracies I do believe in, the oil company wants to shut it down. And so they'll use any kind of an accident like the
truly,
Fukushima, and they'll say, and then all of a sudden, nobody wants a nuclear power plant, or the one in Ukraine, or the 3 Mile Island, and then it gets shut down.
Every single time, like anything, it's this age old story. It's over and over and over again. But it's going to be about the energy, and it's also going to be about weapons as well, right? It's like if we have access to certain technology and weapons or whatever, we love weapons. It's just that
what
simple. We
it
love weapons. We love
why
power.
do you think regarding, I just use aliens, right? Why do you think regarding aliens, uh people automatically think it's advanced technology?
well, if you made it over here,
I was
Yeah,
just about
they
to say
got
they can
here.
do, yeah, exactly. They can do things that we just can't
if you
really
made it over
do.
here, that means that
Yeah.
you are coming from because our ability to see past our particular solar system, we can see far past it.
Yeah.
So if you show up, if we can't find you or see you within our distance, you must be way out there. So if you're able to travel from that distance here, you are absolutely at a
What I'm
field.
saying is, are you smarter than a monkey?
Am I smarter than a monkey?
Yes, are you smarter than a monkey? Are you smarter than a monkey?
In certain aspects, yes. If you
So
put
then,
me,
and let me ask you the second question. Are
Mhm.
you light years advanced than a monkey because you can sit and well, there's not much that we can do more than a monkey. Okay, read. I mean, because you can even teach
certain
a monkey to
context,
fucking read.
in certain contexts, yes, in certain contexts.
Right. So my thing is this, like,
The
is it
same
that
tool
they're
I'm
advanced,
actually
or
using, he's kicking my ass. Okay, in the
Right. It's like, so my thing is that we always, when we think about aliens, like, oh my God, they must be so advanced, just like the movies. They know, but I'm like, maybe we're monkeys to them.
And that's
Maybe
what
we're
I
just
said
yeah, that's
earlier.
what
We
I'm
monkeys.
are.
saying
I
that
said that
we are.
earlier.
No,
I said that earlier. We're the monkeys to them.
I said that we are the runt of the fucking litter.
Yeah.
Because if you
Yeah.
travel from there over here, you have a completely different understanding of science that we just do not have.
Yeah.
Do you think that human beings cancel themselves out no matter how much they advance? Because here's the thing, right?
Absolutely.
Social media is a phenomenon. I mean, it's consumed everybody. Everybody's addicted, and it's to me, it's a better drug than crack. And here's why I say that: it's a better drug than heroin. It's a better drug than cocaine. Now, those of us who have been addicts be like, it was better than that hit. But let me say why. Every generation has their addicts of something or their trend of something. This is the first time ever I've seen, right, where a drug literally starts at infancy all the way up to senior citizen. Crack wasn't that. Heroin wasn't that. Okay, dope, marijuana, nothing was that, right? When people were doing crack, there were a lot of older people that was like, oh my God, such and such is on crack, right? Same thing with heroin, same thing with alcohol, same thing with whatever drug you think of, cocaine. However, social media, I mean, they literally put the iPad in a infant's lap. That infant becomes addicted to social media. And we were talking about this yesterday. Our fucking grandmothers, our aunts, our mothers are on this bitch too. We've never seen a drug that has hit every single generation and has kept them captive for years and years and years. This drug is so good, motherfuckers don't even know they're addicted. And if they do know they're addicted, there is not one fucking program on earth that's meant for there's no 12-step program for getting you off of fucking social media addiction. That's why I said this is the best drug ever. Because when you on crack, baby, you know you on crack.
And see,
Okay.
that's why I have a problem with the word evolution. I have a big problem with the word evolution because I feel like it's overused and thrown around. I feel like humans haven't evolved, and technology has. Humans have gotten dumber since we've been alive, right? I mean, think about the shit that we were able to do and that we knew when we were younger versus today. How many phone numbers can you dial by heart? Right? For me, one, like, I am really, really, really good at navigation and directions and stuff. And I even noticed with myself, I'm not as good as I used to be because I'm reliant on technology. The technology has gotten smarter, not us.
Mm-hmm.
It has caused us to lose skills in
Yeah,
things that
that's
we once we
true.
had.
But that's,
And now the young people, they're not even ever even developing those skills that we once had.
no,
They'll never even have them.
that's true. I mean, I think you can argue for cognitive evolution. It's not a physical evolution, but there's plenty of things that 200 years ago they knew how to do that we don't know how to do now because we don't need to know how to do them anymore. So, like, remembering the phone number when I was a kid, you memorize phone numbers, and
But that's the point I'm making.
I can tell you my phone, but that's because
the technology has gotten better.
but people had to design that technology. So maybe you and I didn't design it, but some human designed it. And so now we adapt, and we don't remember because we don't have to remember.
Yeah, but
So if we
it's not
lose
that
all
easy.
that, it would suck. You're right. If we would lose, if all of a sudden the civilization would collapse, we'd be in trouble. But this is technology is built one upon the other. We pass the information down. That's kind of the evolution.
But I want to piggyback off something Lily said that's very important. You said, well, we don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to know how to read a clock or a sundial, right? However, the way our brains are designed, the less you fucking lose it, the more stupid you become. I mean, you look at Alzheimer's, dementia, they tell you do these practices, do crossword puzzles, because you have to use your mind. You have to use your brain. So it really is what Lily said. Technology advances, the human being is turning into a fucking ball of meat. Literally a ball of meat. We can't relate to each other. We can't stay married. We can't have relationships. We don't know how to raise our children without a fucking iPad. The teachers are going to shit. The schools are going to shit. Law is going to shit. Bitches with BBLs are nurses now. Like, everything is going to fucking shit. But we have self-driving vehicles now.
Well, here's the thing. Okay,
and Uber Eats.
There's two sides to this, and both sides are making some solid points. Okay, we can see it like this with the coming of the automobile. A lot of people stopped walking. Hence, we started getting a lot of fat motherfuckers. You know what I mean? A lot of people stop fucking walking. You know what I mean? However, they say necessity is the mother of invention, which in actuality, human beings are just always trying to find convenient ways to solve a fucking problem. We're just lazy. You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing.
Orlando, I don't trust no BBL nurse. I'm sorry. I'm biased. I'm biased. I'm prejudiced. I don't.
Here's the thing. Tristan and I were having a discussion. You know, he was having some challenges in his programming classes, and I told him, okay, here's what you're going to do: get away from your programming books, get away from your computer, and so on and so forth, and write the code. Write out a program on a piece of paper, entirely a code, on a piece of paper. Learn how to solve a problem without your computer. And for some time, it was difficult for him. When he started to get the hang of it, that's when he started to ace his situations. Now, the reason why I told him, to do that is because you're paid to solve problems. The problem is with a lot of these computers and these machines, with these programmers, they don't necessarily know how to solve a fucking problem without their fucking machine.
Right. So they're just trying to use the machine to solve the problem for the machine.
And this is the same thing with regular people. Regular people don't know how to have a fucking regular conversation. They don't know how to engage. They don't know how to debate. They don't.
So then you agree with Lily and I. That is
So
what we're saying.
both of you. I agree with both of you. You, Lily,
Who's
and
both? It's three.
You know what I mean? You, Lily, and No Say. You know what I mean? You both make points. However, I will say this: the dependency on technology is increasing. You know what I mean? At an exponential rate, to the point where it won't be that many. There only is going to be like a very minute portion of smart people making these machines that these people hop on.
Yes.
Another problem.
I think it's two different conversations, though.
I just want to say one thing. Here's the main issue that I think we have a problem with. There's like my boy said, there's only two groups that make the most people: rich people and poor people. Everybody in the middle is like, yeah, we're just gonna have one kid. Yeah, this is where we're gonna stop. You know what I mean? Those poor, remedial, useless fucking people, they have nothing but time. And guess what? When you have nothing but time on your hands and you ain't got no money, what's fun? Fucking. Fucking is the most fun but cheap.
Shit, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I don't got no money, I ain't horny.
I'm not horny.
Ass babies, you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. Rich people, they'll have a whole bunch of fucking kids, well, because they're rich. You know what I mean? You know, they can do that. But this whole society, I think there's just too many fucking dumb people. There's just too many.
Okay, so I think we're having two different conversations. Okay. My point was, the more advanced we get with technology, the more dumb the human being becomes. Now, I know there's this huge dependency on technology. Why? Because no one will do business with us. If I want to write a letter, the corporate person is going to be like, email me. Don't write it, put a stamp on it, lick it, and throw it in the mail. That's why, to me, the dependency is.
Dependency, though.
Say again?
Is it the tech or the human dependency, though? Which is the problem.
We don't have, no, what I'm saying is we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. I would like to use a rotary phone. We don't have a choice. No one has a phone that I can contact them. You're still
a smart person, though. You still have a sense of fucking direction. You're still a smart person. You still have a sense of direction.
Right, but I'm saying, right, well, the majority, I'll give you this. The majority of human beings are cattle. That is why religion exists. You could push them to or fro. That's why Andrew Tate rose to fame quickly. That's why Kevin Samuel rose to fame quickly, because the majority of human beings are cattle and they want to be told what to do, right? Because they don't have self-determinism. I totally agree with you with that. What I'm saying is the human being is getting worse and the technology is getting better. And that's why it begs the question, are we just going to cancel ourselves out? Because though we beat our chest for being advanced, you know what I mean? In the technology world, we have self-driving cars and self-cleaning this and maids and drones. And, you know what I mean? We don't even have to wake up in the morning and a robot comes over and feeds us eggs, right? The eggs aren't even real. Although we brag about being that type of society, the human being is turning into a ball of meat that doesn't speak. We don't even speak.
Well,
We don't even speak with our voices. What
And
we're
that's why
doing in a week from now is unprecedented. 4 of us are getting together under one fucking roof, together, relating, touching each other, playing games, hanging out. It's who does that?
right.
Well, here's the thing. I understand what you're
We
saying.
live here. We live here.
I understand what you're saying.
It's like
Now, the people who can exploit that are the elite. The people who can exploit that are the people who can engage with technology and not be just disarmed. The average person can just be disarmed by a fucking phone. I mean, come on. I've been in tech since I was a fucking kid. I mean, I don't depend on this shit. After I turn this shit off and get off of work, I'm just like, get this shit fucking away from me. And I literally built half this shit that so many of these people are fucking using. But you see, so many people, they just don't want to use their heads.
But is that a safe society? Because I understand you. I understand you, and I understand me, and I understand the outliers. I understand people is like, I don't need this shit. I could fucking read. I could write. I can add and subtract without a calculator. You know, I can function. I don't need a robot. I can walk if I have to. I get that. But isn't it a detriment to society? Not only, first of all, the majority of human beings are cattle as it is. This is before technology hit. You could put them to and fro. I am a leader. I think you should live this way. 500 motherfuckers would be like, okay, should we wear purple today? I was watching a documentary series on Netflix. It will blow your fucking mind. It is called Wild Wild Country. Have you guys heard of it?
Yeah.
I saw it. I didn't get to finish it.
I've never seen anything like that. I know people are
I'll watch it
cattle.
tomorrow.
But if you want to see, because we talk about narcissism regarding men a lot, if you want to see a fucking narcissist bitch and narcissistic women, watch Wild Wild Country. It is the most bizarre shit, but how they got hundreds of thousands of people to follow, and all this Indian motherfucker come out to do was this. Motherfucker was silent. The leader, Lily, the leader of hundreds of thousands of people had them all wearing red and orange. They couldn't wear anything else. He would just come out like this every couple months. Wow. That's all the fuck he did. But he had a Barracuda narcissist secretary, and she was running everybody. And all this motherfucker came out and did this. Yeah. And they loved him. Bhagwan. Oh my God, Bhagwan. And when he used to come out, they used to cry like it was Michael Jackson. So, and this was before technology blew up. So you couple with the majority of human beings are cattle. And let me tell you, he had everybody, black, white, Latin. He had Bhagwan, had everybody, right? So you couple that with the advancement of technology, right? Which is even making smart people and efficient people dumb. So if it's dumbing down the smart people, where are we headed? I mean, it sounds wild, but it sounds like it's going to be a machine takeover, talking to a bunch of meat with their backs hunched over.
Listen, the exact thing we're talking about, these technological advances in medicine that very few compared to the mass of people we have on Earth now, very few have got us to this point, is the reason why you have so many other people living that are dummies, right? Because in the old world, these people wouldn't have made it. They would have been casualties of life. You wouldn't have had as many people. And so, but there's always going to be followers, because you need followers. Everybody can't be a leader. So the majority of people are going to be followers. But now with technology, we've made it so easy for everybody to live. So the trick is, it's very fragile. All you have to do is go through a hurricane and have your power knocked out to realize how much you depend on electricity. If you get yourself some water, how much you depend on everything that somebody else built.
Don't put Clorox tabs in your toilet tank, because that water, you could drink that water if you get out of water. Don't put Clorox tabs in there.
But the point is that if we had a mass, which one day it'll happen, whether it's climate change, a war, one day it will happen where society will eventually collapse and many people will die, but you'll still have the people that can go out and hunt for themselves. Those people will make it probably, and very smart people that can figure it out will make it. And the people that are
right, because I ain't gonna starve. I'll eat a squirrel, bitch.
I was about to say, I live in New York City. There's enough rats running around here. I can eat
big ones, big rats.
There's a major component about this that we're not really paying attention to. This is peacetime. You know what I mean? This isn't this is the the Vietnam War. This isn't the 80s, the 90s, and the 70s and the 60s. This is a very opulent society right now. Listen, motherfuckers have the time, money, and patience to shoot fat in their behinds. Okay? Shoot fat in their behinds, to yell at each other on these boxes and channels about who's high value. We have just a laundry list of first world problems, man. Literal laundry list of first world problems. Like the shit that we go through is like, it's if you really sit down and think about it, this shit is ridiculous. Like, what the fuck are we really arguing about?
Beyond.
You know? But
this is why I can't argue with these little smuts on here. I'm like, bitch, I got a whole life.
A real life.
Let this shit be some fucking dystopian society. We gonna go right back to gender. The people understand what gender is and gender roles. We gonna understand who does what, who does who, because survival, and it's wartime. And when it's wartime, there's no time for excuses. There's no time for negotiations. It is about survival. So when everyone's living off the fat of the hog, which is what's going on now, we have time for doing this stupid shit. And I'll land the plane right here. Remember the pandemic? A lot of us had so much fucking money. What did we fucking do? We stayed on Amazon buying shit that we didn't even fucking need. So many of us, we were just so fucking bored and we just wanted to see a human being, you know what I mean? And we waited for the Amazon driver to come. Like, hey, like, shit like that, man. So I think that's what it is, Jen. We're at that space and time right now where motherfuckers can't afford to be lazy. But there's going to be a tipping point, because there's always a tipping point.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. It's going to be a tipping point.
Nothing stays the same. Nothing.
Nope. And this is the problem with that. From what you're saying, thinking about the pandemic, thinking about how I'm only 2 generations from people that grew up in the Great Depression. It makes you, when you don't have that reference, you get soft and you complain about wearing masks and you complain about things that don't matter. And you attack the Capitol when everybody has food to eat and a house and cars, and some of those people had boats.
Homeless people should have been attacking the Capitol. Homeless
right. That's what I was saying. Like, these people are complaining and they have yachts. I mean, I'm like,
like, let's be real with each other. Like, you saw my daughter. She looks fucking sweet and innocent. I saw your grandson. These kids just look like they just have not a care in the world, and they're just so fucking innocent. You could just see the life in their eyes, and you're just like, wow.
That's my little Obama. Today he was just telling me who all the Sonics were.
This is so fucking amazing. And I know that when I was that age, I already know what my pictures looked like. I looked like, this is some bullshit. Because I grew up.
It's true.
Holding your fucking Christmas gift, like,
yeah.
Socks again.
It's so funny because I look at my brother's kids all the time, and I think that same thing. I'd be like, y'all don't have a damn clue. Y'all just frivolously, like, it is so funny. Like, it's so vastly different how they're growing up.
All I'm saying is, ammo up, bitch, because all these dumb motherfuckers, when shit hit the fan, they're gonna be thirsty and they're gonna be hungry. Okay,
right.
Make sure you got your ammo.
Right now, everybody's getting angry right now. Everybody's getting real angry. Listen. You got the trans women and the girls fighting. You got the white men fighting with the white women over Barbie. You know what I mean? Black men and black women, that don't count. We always fighting. So you know what I mean? You got all that shit going. And one day somebody's just gonna get up and say, you know what? Fuck everybody. That's gonna be the shit that kicks that shit off. That's gonna be the shit that kicks it off.
I feel like this is gonna be a very interesting election. Period.
It is. Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating. It's gonna be fascinating.
Listen, but remember what happened during. Listen, sorry, I'm a gun enthusiast. This is America, bitch. If I didn't live here, I would feel differently. But I'm just saying, look what happened during the pandemic. The lines were around the block when people were fighting for toilet paper. You couldn't get a gun. You couldn't get ammo. You had to have a hookup to get ammo. Listen, it's gonna get wild if that motherfucker runs again. Now, I don't have a dog in the
Oh,
fight.
it's not if.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
okay. Since he's running again, Bong ojo, I'm telling you, because these motherfuckers, they don't know how to act, and it's not even
They
him.
don't.
He's a fucking circus clown. Whatever. I mean, even his peers
Right.
think he's a cornball. That's not the point. It's the cattle.
Right.
The cattle
Yeah,
is the problem.
yeah.
The cattle is always the problem. We even see it on social media. It's the cattle. It's not the clown behind the webcam. It's the fucking cattle. And that's what happened January 6th. It was the fucking cattle. They didn't have to go run up and
Jen, you know how you say that the Maharaji guy, the guy from the Wild Wild Country?
Yes.
That okay, at least he came out and did this, right? And the people that were attacking
Every
the
time he did that, I wanted to punch him in the face.
the people that were attacking the Capitol, not everybody. Some of them were believing that it was somebody some secret guy behind a computer dropping the Q drops or whatever. It was a guy named Q. He wasn't even real. He didn't even have to come out.
Oh, you talking about QAnon?
Yeah.
QAnon? Oh God, yeah. Oh God.
And they were willing to follow him.
Lily, and anybody watching, watch Wild Wild Country. It shows you.
I saw it.
It shows you the process.
It's a series.
Of cattle. Like, it's great. That man did nothing for them. He wrote a couple of pamphlets. They weren't even books. He wrote a fucking couple of pamphlets that this is the way of life. And I don't believe in this, and you should believe in this.
Quick thing. Side note: I finally saw the blackening, and that shit was funny.
Wasn't it funny?
It was
we're supposed to watch it when we went
Yeah.
All right.
He said he was gonna watch it, and he'll watch it again. Remember? He said he was gonna watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do something twice, so I gotta wait because I can't.
I know, me neither.
I can't watch anything
this
twice.
one.
Hold on. There was this one scene, though, Jen, where
you can't do spoilers because you chose to watch it, and Lily and
no. I'm not
waiting.
spoiling. I'm not spoiling. There's plenty of other.
Then tell us later. No, you get punished because you didn't wait. You didn't wait, Haran.
Jen.
All right.
What?
In the Wild Wild Country, you know what I thought? These people did, this Maharaji guy and the lady. They went in when you hear on the conscious community, we need to go and get our own town, and they did it. They actually did it. They went to a town.
A lot of people
voted in their politician.
Mormons do it all. Mormons do it all the time.
Listen, Lily, all the shit that we've heard the NOI say they were gonna do for the past 100 years, these motherfuckers did it in a couple months.
Yes.
No money, right?
No, with millions and millions. That motherfucker had money. That Indian dude had money.
Yeah, because he had people like some Berkeley professor with him and lawyer.
They went to the middle of nowhere. They built pipelines. They built a dam. They built houses. They literally made a city within a couple months, and they had all the followers building all this shit. Everything was in house. They had attorneys. They had computer scientists. They had doctors.
Oh, I gotta watch this.
Lily, I've
watched things about cults all the time because people fascinate me of how they're tricked and fooled.
This one,
so this one's going to take the cake. This is good.
This one. I love watching those two. This one blew my mind. This is the first one that blew my mind.
It was good.
Yeah, because they become the same after a while, but this sounds very different.
No, it was
good. They took over towns. They built a city, and they were all and then everybody wore red. It was the most bizarre. The whole town wore, everyone, women, children, man, woman, and then they went and got it. You have to see.
Oh, I can't wait.
This lady is a fucking tyrant, like a narcissist. Like, I've never seen. Narcissists are usually very covert. This bitch would smile talking about evil, like just the most evil bitch. No, saying, how is she still alive?
I don't know.
Oh, she's still alive.
Yeah,
she's still the fuck alive.
She's in the documentary talking about it.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to watch this. This is right up my alley.
I've never seen, and I've seen cult things before, and usually the leader is like, it's easy to figure out the leader, and the leader is really like pumping shit in their head. This motherfucker. Every time he came out, every fucking time he came out.
Well, I tell you what. Somebody need to, make sure that the honorable minister watches this show. So be like, hey, man.
No, I'm telling you, how Ish comes up here and be like, oh, one day we're gonna have. They need to watch that. because they have the money. The NOI actually come across or has the money to do what they did. They got the money.
True.
Just don't want to spend
True
it.
tea.
They got the money. But these people, I'm telling you, they brought in homes and pipelines. They built shit on the ground, pools and schools and city councils and restaurants and stores. They built stores, Lily, and everything in the store was
This is
red. This shit is
good.
bizarre.
I can't
Everything
wait
in
to
the
see
store was
this.
red.
This red orange called. Like, I can't wait.
And
Damn,
it
this
was
is
all free
impressive.
love, and everybody's bugging. I get crazy, and people in the town because they went into a real old retirement hick town, and you know
Yep.
them old white folks. They America. You know what I
America.
mean? To the
I'm
bone.
taking our
We hear
jobs.
they sound like animals. We could hear them having sex and doing
Yeah,
things.
because I'm hearing about the sex scream room.
Yes,
That's what someone's writing here. So I've got there's a sex scream room.
it's called Black Lexicon. It's called Wild Wild Country, and it's on Netflix.
Yep, it's good.
And on
I
that
will be
note, that's your
watching.
homework. That's your homework. Watch that. It's on Netflix, Wild Wild Country. That's your homework, and we'll come back and talk about it. It's a long series, though, right? How many
Yeah, it's
episodes?
a long one. I can't remember, but it's quite a few.
Oh, good. I got a lot to watch.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Hold
quite
on,
a
I'll
few.
start watching right after
Oh
we
my
get
God,
off.
it's like a good page turning book.
While you're looking for
Lily.
that, check
Hold
out
on.
the video. I don't know if anybody saw this today. And they were talking like, if this was your grandfather, you'd be taking the keys away from their car. Mitch McConnell? I don't know if you saw
I
that.
saw
today.
that. That was
Oh my
bad.
God. He was up on the panel about to answer some questions. He started to talk, and then all of a sudden he just stared for like 20 seconds. And then somebody, you okay, man? You want to go back to your office? And
Wow.
he just had this blank look on his face. And,
Yo, he was talking, and then it's like I'm talking right now.
Yep. They said he fell like a few months ago and had a concussion.
He was just stuck, Lily, like this. And then people started noticing, and they went over there. They were like, "Are you okay?
They got to
Mr.
reprogram
McConnell?
him. It's MK Ultra's wearing off or something.
But then he came back, and he was like, "Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay."
fine.
No,
I'm
sir.
fine.
No, you weren't. No, he was blank.
Yeah, I gotta
said,
watch
"This man's
that.
about to drop dead." Like
Send
he
me
was
the
just
link.
like, he looked like an old, like it's time, pops.
Yeah.
It's time.
But most
Biden,
of
it's
them,
time.
I want to say most, and you know, I met Biden in person, and everyone asked me, "What was it like meeting Biden in person?" I was like, "I don't think he knew he was there."
Lily, that picture that you have, it looks like he looked like an old like Alzheimer's.
It's elderly
man.
abuse. It's elderly abuse at this point. It really is. And then seeing him come out, like the way how feeble he is, and just how lost he is, like it's not like a joke that like you see it on television all the time, but in real life it's really like that. Like I felt like I was it's elderly abuse at this point. I don't know why.
It should be an age limit. It should be an age limit. It's ridiculous.
Were they yelling at him when they were telling him stuff like, "Joe, this is Amy"?
No, they were doing all of that. Like
his hands.
No, he was shaking hands that weren't there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes. Like they would have to like grab his hand because he's shaking hands that aren't there.
Shaking hands to the wall. Like, hey, thank you for voting Democrat.
Yeah, Trump, get ready for the MAGA hats, baby, because Trump is back.
He back. I'm sorry. Woo.
Trump is back. I will say this. Okay, I just found out it's 6 episodes. David Dillon, you are gonna get triggered by the gullibility. The gullibility is stomach churning.
And that's the thing with me.
Stomach churning.
I torture myself with the gullibility, right?
Oh, this is gonna get you.
I get triggered, and I'm like, why am I watching this? These fucking motherfuckers, and I keep watching it. Like, so yeah.
You know what?
And then they would talk about this man with such. I mean, even the people that went through hell with him got fucked there, and this. Yes, when I first got there, oh Bhagwan. Oh my God, Lily. But let me tell you, they proved like if you have money and vision, you get shit done like that. Like that. The motherfuckers built a city with running water and stores and restaurants and schools and like this. The whole town came together and they all like, you do this, you do the fucking women were doing construction in the fucking construction trucks like this. Everybody, nobody was lazy. Everybody wanted to be part of that.
It's really crazy because when I say $2 billion comes into the black church every fucking year.
And we still trying to figure out this building fund, but we ain't got a new doorknob on the church yet. But we've been steadily putting money into this building fund.
We need better schools. We need better this.
And the white man.
Yep.
This
Yeah,
I'm
guy.
so.
you
Yeah.
know, I would say one thing though, before we close out.
Right.
The business of Donald Trump is essentially the reason why I strongly believe he'll be back in office, because the business of hating Donald Trump, a lot of money, shit, a
Yep.
lot of
Yeah.
money when it comes to news feeds, so on and so forth, or whatever.
Sells so many papers.
Donald Trump makes it interesting. At the end of the day, say whatever you want about that motherfucker. That motherfucker makes it interesting, man.
Yeah, the hate for
He's
him
like
is
a
so
Kardashian.
profitable.
Yeah, he's like a Kardashian. People love to hate him,
Perfect.
and
Perfect
hate
example.
is the new love. That's why I mean
Yes.
I got all these subscribers because people hate me and they review my shit, and then people come to
We
see.
love you too.
Misty, no, the quiz can't be tomorrow because it's 6 episodes and they long. But I'm telling you, Lily, I was
Ooh,
like
I can't
this.
wait.
I was falling asleep because I'm like, I want to find out what happens. I'm like, I was falling asleep. One, 15 more minutes. So I'm
Oh,
going right
yeah.
back. I'm gonna get my snack and I'm gonna get right into, because I gotta see the end. And you're gonna want to. It's funny because one of the guys in the Hick Town was like, "It's been plenty of times I wanted to strangle that woman to death," and I was like, "I'm with you, Billy Bob. I'm with you. I want to strangle. You have to see it." I'm like, "How is
Oh, I
this
can't
woman
wait.
still alive?"
Oh,
Evil
yeah.
bitch. Eat like smile like you. She reeks of evil. I'm like, yo, she is like the epitome of a narcissist. Like
Oh,
evil bitch. Evil.
I mean,
To
this
the
is
core.
all the ingredients.
You're one of the few people who says the word narcissist, and I know you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
Most
I
people,
studied.
most people be like, "He's a narcissist." How is he? He didn't text me back immediately after I hit him up.
Narcissist chauvinist.
It's not a narcissist. It's a man with a life. It's a
I
man
will
with a
have
life.
you know, I am well versed. I've studied. Okay, my books are right there on the shelf. I'm all into NPD. I know the signs. I know, but you're right. It's overused and misused. People are like, "Oh, he don't want to be with me no more. He cheated on me. He's a narcissist." I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
Might be a
Not how it
cheater,
works.
but he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
Right. It's clinical. It's deep. It's dangerous too.
Yeah.
Narcissism is very, very dangerous. All right. So with that said, guys, please watch Wild Wild Country. Lily, you're gonna be obsessed with. I'm telling you, because I was like, I'll just
I'm
watch
already
one more.
obsessed.
I'm like, I'll watch one more episode, and I'm like, episode 4.
Orlando, you're watching tonight too, bitch.
Orlando already asked where can he see it.
Right.
All right, guys. So we out of here. We will be back tomorrow for our Thirsty Thursday episode. And we got some more juicy stuff for you tomorrow. And don't forget, in a week, we are all getting together. This is the panel right here. We all getting together under the same roof. I said you're gonna have to pay extra for our OnlyFans when we have the orgy. We're not gonna give you that for free.
The sex screen room.
It's Lily and everybody had a 70s bush. It was so gross. Oh wait, you like that? I'm done. Goodbye. Thank you
Goodbye.
for being here.
I'm out.
No, everybody, listen. Everybody was standing up sideways, and all you see was like everybody's profile. Everybody had an afro. Exactly.
Chicka wow wow, chicka wow wow.
Good night, guys. We are out of here. Hit that like and subscribe. Support On the Block with Jen Cash App. See you tomorrow. Good night. And I'm out.